I'm doing the event.
I did that
I didn't
yesterday.
need that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Friday of getting home from work, so I couldn't be fucked doing it. I just did dailies, basically.
So apparently I was the fucking the flood. Because remember that guy I left a review on?
Did he already
Yeah.
Oh no,
They
this
got
is his
swamped
story.
by angry reviews.
He's getting swarmed by bots.
What? Sneaky, did you stick a bot? Did you make a bot farm on this man?
No.
Alright.
No, I didn't. By the way, he's up to 16 chapters now.
16. It's been a week.
Jesus.
Not even.
Yeah.
It's been
Pace
3
yourself.
days?
I mean, to be fair, it's really easy to write absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
Where half your word count
Unless-
is just the name of the Wikipedia article.
True.
Well, I mean, he could also be writing more because he thinks he's getting reviews and doesn't understand English.
You ain't
Or that it's
wrong.
bots. Or that it's bots. Like, would he stop writing if we did a fucking bot Tiananmen Square against him?
Oh, that's actually a great idea to see if that stops the bots. Is in your first chapter, you put Tiananmen Square in your author's note.
Put the Chinese bug spray copy pasta at the end of it.
No, the start of it.
Or the start, either or.
Every chapter begin with "Long live Tankman, Tiananmen Square, best moment of China's history."
Curse of Ra upon you.
1984 or whatever.
89, wasn't it?
89.
Is that a way to make Jason Wu stop commenting on your stories?
No, I've pasted the Chinese bug spray. He still comments, so
Damn, that's crazy.
yeah.
Either he's got an exemption or he must not value his life.
Or he's using a VPN.
Well, supposedly it's like 4 people on one account. That's what I've
be
heard.
one guy,
I'm thinking.
or it could be one guy who's crippled, and so he's got medical payments he's getting from the government, so he can just do it all
No,
day.
like it doesn't matter what time of day you post a chapter. Jason Wu is there saying first.
He is on 24/7, and his entire purpose is to make first posts.
He makes
Sometimes
mini
he
reviews now
fails.
because he got in trouble with the QQ.
Yeah, we know.
He does the first post, and then he goes back and edits it and puts something semi-relevant in.
Yeah.
And at least now he's started posting sometimes AI art to go with whatever bullshit he just spammed.
I've
True.
seen loot. I've seen post
Yeah,
loots
I've
after
blocked
every
them.
fucking review.
Yeah. I've blocked them as well. So fucking today, I went to go shopping. Jesus Christ. Food is getting out of control.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
It used to be $1, right? So when I go to Jersey Mike's to get a giant sandwich, right?
Well,
It's
you're going
my
to
meal for
Jersey
the-
Mike's. That's problem number 1.
False. Hands down, Jersey Mike's is the best in terms of pound to price I've ever seen.
I've also seen online, I don't have Jersey Mike, but Americans who review all like the sandwich areas in their area says that Jersey Mike is usually like the best eating wise taste and
It is.
how it stays together.
Hands down, I don't know what the fuck's going on wherever Atin goes. Maybe they just know he's Chicagoan, so they spit in his food or something. More than make him feel at home.
Oof.
Potential.
You can see the Chicagoan on him.
No, luckily, that was the greatest thing that I ever discovered when I went off to college.
Spitting
Because
in
I
food?
met, there was like, no, there was like 3 people from Chicago there, and they all had the hardest C you ever heard.
Yeah. Chicago.
Chicago.
I did not have that issue.
Well, that's because you played a lot of Dota. And back in the day, we used to talk a bunch in Dota. Like, everyone used to be on mics in Dota. No one talks anymore. Came around the same time all the Mexicans showed up. Can't imagine why there's any sort of correlation there. But New Jersey. Anyway, so I went out to get groceries, right? And there I am, going through the parking lot. Some fucker decides to just walk out in front of my car. Bro, really? Come on.
Ew.
Really?
So I stop. He walks by. I see another person coming. I'm like, all right, come on, let's go. I'm standing there. They're looking at me. I'm looking at them. They inch forward a little bit. I'm still not moving. Looking at them. And then she starts to get angry at me. I'm just like, I am letting you go, woman!
Did you wave her to go?
No, it was a crosswalk!
Yep.
You need
Possession
to
right of way
wave.
on a
You need to-
crosswalk. No,
need to
I don't know how
visibly
you Americans
signal.
do it, but cars
No,
have to stop
in
at
New
possession right of way.
Jersey,
We have to stop, yes.
in New Jersey, the law in New Jersey is it doesn't matter what the speed limit is. If there is a crosswalk and someone is crossing it, it is the driver's onus to stop.
Yep, that is the way it is here too.
Same.
It's pedestrians have the right of way regardless of whether there's a crosswalk or not. Even though
yeah, no, we don't
jaywalking
have that
is
here.
technically illegal.
We do in Australia. That's how it is as well.
So you have to keep in
As
mind
far
that
as
New
Chicago
Jersey,
is concerned,
everyone's going
technically
100 miles an hour.
pedestrians have the right of way. Technically.
Yeah, well, that's Chicago
That's
for you.
Chicago.
Chicago.
If you're a truck and you stop in Chicago, you're likely to get hijacked. So, no.
Listen. Listen. As far as pedestrians are concerned in Chicago, we don't care what the light is, okay? We don't care what the light says. We don't care if it says don't walk. If there's 20 of us, we're crossing the street and you
can't hit all of us.
Yes, I can. I'll turn this motherfucker sideways.
Multi-track drifting, Will.
That's literally what we're just like, all right, bet.
That's right. Atin wasn't there for that.
Pay for all of us.
When we were up in Vermont, and my dorm went out, Easy Street dorm.
All right.
We went out for movies one night, and we had to cross a 10-lane highway, the only 10-lane highway in Vermont, to get to the movie theater.
Oof.
And it was just like impossible to do it because like there wasn't a crosswalk sign, and like there wasn't a light either. It was just a crosswalk. So like you just had to trust that the people who in Vermont are probably high driving down the highway at night are gonna be, alert and attentive.
Nope.
And
That's a
so
bad thing to bet on.
we're sitting there for like 5 minutes waiting, and I'm like, fuck it, come on guys! They can't hit all of us! I run out into the fucking highway, and everyone's like, oh, okay! And they all start running after me. Oh, good days, good days. Yeah, well, after we went to watch Wreck-It Ralph, which is now 10 years old.
So it is. Curse you for reminding me of that knowledge.
Curse of ages.
Indeed.
I saw Sonic the Hedgehog 3. It's okay. It's
Okay.
okay. I'm not gonna say it's the best. I'm not gonna say you saying Wreck-It Ralph
know.
reminded me of video game
yes.
movies.
I don't know. Jim Carrey dancing was pretty much the best.
Listen, there's a lot of stuff in there that was really good. There's some stuff in there that was really cringe, like at the end with Jim Carrey fighting himself.
My favorite part of Sonic 3 was when he put the eye goggles on and said, I'm John Sonic, and it's time to piss on the moon.
My
was,
favorite bit of Sonic lore is the fact that all of Shadow's American knowledge come from 80s movies, so he doesn't know the towers are missing.
That was a funny fucking comic, I have to say. I'm assuming you saw that one.
Yep.
John, where are the towers? Oh, God. But yeah, so after the movie, we were poor college students, so we decided to walk home because the buses, um, well, they finished their rounds 30 minutes before the movie ended, so we had to
Never rely on
walk
public transit.
all the way home. It was like 5-10 miles
Yeah, sorry, that's the one. And
at
what do you
like
mean don't
11
rely on
o'clock at
public
night.
transit sign? It's got a fucking timetable.
Yeah, it's just that the timetable doesn't really line up with anything else in the
Now,
world.
buses stop at weird times, but the trains usually go on till late at night if you
Yeah,
need
we don't
to.
have trains. We don't.
Oh, sucks
don't-
for you.
Yeah, listen. Trains go from major city to suburbs, and that's about it. Like there's the Chicago Metro, the DC Metro, and much as I am loath to admit it, the Boston Metro are all fairly good and reliable.
The Baltimore
We've got two
Metro's not
different
bad.
trains. We've got two different trains. Metro that goes to all like main cities, and then another train that's specifically for regional towns and stuff like that.
We
Anyway.
used to have trams and street trolleys here in New
Yeah,
Orleans,
same.
and
Those
like
those
Baton Rouge.
trams are mainly in the city from
Yeah, they
in
shut those
Melbourne.
down.
Well,
Why?
yeah, it's because of certain populations doing too much
Mhm.
damage to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That
Sadly, in
and
Chicago,
extending
it was
tracks.
in Chicago, however, unfortunately, it was drunk businessmen pissing in trains.
Yeah,
Not
that
surprised.
happens a lot. Yeah,
That was
yeah,
that
is what
was,
it is. But yeah, so there
national
was
hell.
one point though that was really funny, and we all started getting really bored walking home, and so one of us just started doing the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song, and the rest of us joined in. And
Okay, wait. Hang on.
yeah,
I gotta bring up some ancient gaming knowledge. Did anyone
Okay.
ever play the Pirates of the Caribbean MMO?
Yes.
Yeah, MMO.
No.
No, I played all the PS2 RPGs though.
That was a surprisingly that MMO was far better than it had any right to be.
Yes.
And it had surprisingly good ship combat.
Yeah.
and here we are, 20 years
Black
later,
Flag.
And
Nothing that
it's
matches Black
worse.
Flag.
and still
No, actually,
nothing.
I would say it's for what it is, it's pretty good. Like honestly, in some ways, it's kind of better than Black Flag because you could bring all your friends with you, and you could have your friends mount your guns. Different ship types actually fucking mattered.
Mm. Yeah, like I said,
Sure, but they still
here we
haven't
are,
done better
20
than
years
either of
later,
those.
still better than Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Unfortunate.
Listen, we're not
Or
gonna get a
Sea of
good.
Thieves.
We're not gonna get a good fucking pirate game until some Czechoslovakia country has two guys in a garage that makes it.
True.
Yep.
But unfortunately, they're landlocked, so that's never going to happen.
We gotta bring him to the sea.
Indeed. We must expand
If I cannot bring the
Czechoslovakia.
if I cannot get Czechoslovakian pirates naturally, I will artificially manufacture them.
Time to
Indeed.
put pirate ships on wheels and become land pirates.
True.
No, it's time to teach them about the joys of robbing Russia.
I think they already do that.
Yeah.
The joys of
And-
robbing Russia from the ocean.
Anyway.
Ooh.
So one of us decided to run ahead of the whole group, doing the Jack Sparrow swagger run.
Ah, that's great.
And us, being a bunch of rambunctious college kids, decided to just start chasing him. You know,
Fair.
as one does to Jack Sparrow.
As one does.
And so there we are. It's like 11:30 at night or 1 in the morning. I forget if there was 2 1s or 1 1. But some dude Some dude was leaving a KFC. He just sees this giant guy doing this drunken swagger run past the KFC, and then hears, ah! And sees 10 fucking other guys running after him full tilt.
Did he join in?
And he looks around and turns around and goes back inside.
Best course of action, yes.
Listen, man, it's Vermont. You don't want to get involved. You don't want to know what's going on. You don't need to know what's going on.
You didn't see nothing. You didn't hear nothing. You don't know nothing.
Pretty much. But yeah, no, good times. But yeah, people are assholes. So this one fucker in the just decided he was gonna idle his car in the middle of the exit path, so he could leave faster when unloading his groceries.
Ah, yes.
One of those.
Those.
Yeah. And I'm just like, buddy, are you fucking serious? But
Oh yeah, those people are. It's like, what about everyone else? What about them?
yeah, well, no, see, it's you know what unfortunately what it usually is when it comes to people like that is they don't even think about it. They think, oh, this is convenient for me to do this. And that's where the thought ends.
Sounds accurate.
Like, it's not a, oh, fuck everyone else. It's not a, I don't care who I'm blocking. The thought process ends at, this is convenient for me as a short-term solution.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No further thought dedicated, unfortunately. I would prefer if they were just malicious.
No, they're NPCs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
Sneaky, you gotta have a brain to have a thought, so.
True. But anyway, speaking of NPCs, gentlemen, are we ready to spin the wheel?
Hang on, need to get a sheet.
I got my bingo already. Unless we add more and it changes.
Bleach.
Oh no.
Leech.
Awful.
Haven't done that one in a bit.
Yes.
I feel like we're definitely gonna see a no power AU on that, so.
I don't
Probably a
know,
game
man.
No, there's a lot of
Ichigo.
there is a lot of Ichigo other men no power AUs in Bleach.
That's, you know what? You bring up an unfortunate point.
Oh no.
Oh, unannounced crossover right there on the top.
The sweet approach of summertime hits you like a 10-tonne truck. So, Ichigo slides his hands into his pocket. Are souls tasty? Rukia sighs. Looks up at the sky. Sighs again. It's like Jell-O, I guess.
What?
Alternative summary. Ichigo, Kurosaki, and company attend a Death Weapon Meister Academy while being normal teenager, normal boarding school student, and abnormal in normal in World of Supernatural.
So
Huh?
that's unlabeled crossover because it's a soul eater crossover, but is that also no power AU because Ichigo and all the human teams don't have powers?
No, to be a no power AU, it would have to be the entire world as no powers.
No, he brings up a good question.
Because there are people canonically with powers that have no powers in this AU.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm with the May God forgive me for uttering these words. I'm with the Australian on this one.
There is no forgiveness for that.
He could have sided with you. There's much more forgiveness siding with me.
Fuck off.
It's not wrong.
I'd much rather
I'm pretty sure
side
as
with
far
the
as-
Australian than the Frenchman.
As far as the judgment of
that-
the Lord,
Yeah.
I'm probably
So
less
is-
judged for siding with the Australian.
So does that mean
Mhm.
we can click off both unlabeled crossover and no power AU? Or is it just 'cause it's using the word of Soul Leader?
No, we're good. Yeah, no power AU and unannounced crossover. Outskirts of Death City, Nevada. Yep, nope.
Yep.
Let's see if we got it on here for me.
Neither.
Wow.
Damn, rough. The grammar's unfortunately alright. They have a good back and forth. Okay, they're keeping a constant perspective. I
Wait,
mean,
the summary is also part of the first part of the fic. So
yeah,
they've just redone their summary there. So does that count as summary inside, or does they have to actually say the summary inside?
they have to actually say summary inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a massive crossover where all the characters of the main cast don't have powers, or if they do have powers, they have different powers. So I'm gonna say different. Yeah, new crossover, no power. So, yeah, so generally, no author's notes, no bad grammar, no censored swearing. They keep a consistent point of view. They're not being dark, they're not being edgy, they don't have any harems going on. So generally, it's not a terrible story. Unfortunately, however, the author is retarded, which means I'm never going to read it. Let's see what else we got here. We got Scientific Shinigami.
Makoto Chalia. Ugh. Expect a harem of like fucking 40 characters.
Oh, you know
with
this
their
person?
OC. When I was first getting into DxD, I had never watched or read anything, but I found this person because of they were part in a fandom that I was interested in, and I got into a bunch of their fucking fics, and then I realized, wow, this is all the same shit. This is horrible. Why has she made Rias retarded and scared of camels, crying and running for some weird made up Dr. OC?
I can explain
It
the
is-
camel thing.
I know the camel
Don't-
thing, but it's so it is bad, and it's like whenever it's just the OC, every other character, female and sometimes male, are all part of their harem. And if it's got Issei still in it, then he splits the 40 people between the two. Along with
Okay,
the
I'm
other
gonna
part-
regret asking. What's the camel thing?
Runeus.
Canonically, Rias is got a phobia for camels because of Runeus. That's canon to
She
DxD.
doesn't. Yes, technically she has a phobia, but the camel is the Grimmery family animal.
Yeah,
thanks to
I know.
Runeus.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. Is Runeus traumatized her a little bit?
Yep.
With camels.
Yep.
No, by being Runeus. The
With
camel
camels
just
when she
happened to
was
be
young. She
incidental.
woke up when Rias was young and did traumatize her with a camel with how big it was compared to her and some other
Yeah,
shit.
something like
Scared her.
that. It's like scared a little
Okay.
bit
That's
with a
that's
horse
just
in her
it's the
bedroom.
normal. No, so yeah, it's the same thing as if you took a a human child, because all the devils act fucking human in DxD, and you traumatize them with a big animal. That's it.
Yeah, you brought a full size horse into a 5-year-old girl's bedroom and woke her up. Surprise! I got you the pony you wanted, and it traumatizes her for life because it's
Okay, I mean, that's
fucking huge.
Right.
well, I mean, yes, but also it's a camel, and camels are way more disgusting
Yeah.
than horses.
Yes.
They're a little gross.
And she didn't ask for it. Runeus just gave it to her, shut up in a room, woke her up, and said, "Here, this is basically yours now."
Because
With
it's
the
the
camel
family
right in her
animal.
face. With a camel right in her face.
Yeah.
And then she went to sleep for another decade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's how Runeus does.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Zensuke Urahara, following in the footsteps of his father, was banished from Soul Society, takes over command of Squad 12 while being surrounded by the same people that caused his father's banishment. Dealing with the man responsible, who he thought was a close friend, Sosuke Aizen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god. Okay, so I mean it's obviously OC times canon. I mean, we don't even need to try for that one.
Yes.
No, I don't have that one.
I
Harem.
don't have it either.
First one I
Any-
got.
Do we? I
Harem
don't
as
even
well,
have
you say?
harem.
Yeah, harem as well.
Well, I don't have that one either.
I don't even have to try to look for it. Rukia Urahara Nemu OC.
Mm-hmm. The worst bit
wall of
is
text?
also the worst bit about
Wait,
Makoto
good.
Chalia. If someone reviews, "Oh, this is awesome. Can we please have these women in the harem?" He'll just add them with no reason and just write them into the story.
Oh god, I hate that shit.
He adds no matter what, as long as you ask in the reviews and leave a semi good review, they'll be added to the harem and be forced into the story character bloat.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Is that why he constantly drops stories?
Yes, and writes new ones because of character bloat and them going nowhere.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who?
Oh, so speaking of stories going nowhere, so everyone knows Nascent Kaleidoscope, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know of it.
They just recently finished the war against the Fae. Yes, I'm still keeping up with it.
Jesus Christ. I tried to read a new story posted by them. They posted a new story where the premise is the main character is isekai'd into Percy Jackson, except he incarnates as a Cyclops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was in his snippets collection for a while, and it got to own one. Except, yeah, it's actually pretty alright. The Cyclops acts like a fucking cultivator.
Yeah, the Cyclops tries to be a cultivator. I wasn't able to finish the first chapter because the main character is so
Idiotic.
retarded.
He's stupid. He is. He's so stupid.
Genuinely mentally disabled.
Mm-hmm. And apparently that stupidity lets him get a goth baddie and Hecate.
Genuinely a terrible story. I could not stand it. It wasn't a case of like I'm wrong, but I got to the correct equation to make the thing happen that I wanted to happen. It was a case of I'm wrong, I'm doing it wrong, I'm getting the wrong result, but I'm gonna pretend I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Many such cases.
In the first chapter, he explodes his heart by trying to force divinity into it.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
So then he's dead, right? Because he exploded his
No,
heart?
because he's a Cyclops, and he regrows it because he's in the ocean.
Because he's a son of Poseidon. In that he's also a son of Poseidon. So he has the same healing as Percy does, which is actually really bullshit in PGR.
Can Percy regenerate his heart?
Percy literally can't die as long as he's in water.
Yeah, he can't.
Even if you
that's
genuine
bullshit.
question, like even if you decapitate him?
Yeah, that was my fault.
I don't think you can.
Yeah.
I see. It's
in
the
water,
It's water
as you
elemental.
are coming out one side of head,
and
he is
healing while
fine.
you're doing it. No, so because the water, unless you can cut fast enough in the water without actually being slowed down, while your sword's going through, the part it already went through would already be healing. That's how fast his healing is in water.
Like,
that's how bullshit he is.
Percy Jackson's healing is so absurd. He detonated a volcano while he was in the volcano with water.
And survived.
It.
He failed. What thing did they go and visit in the first page error book because of Annabeth, and he fell all the way from the very top into a small river and survived from pressure and the crash because he hit water?
Yeah.
It was one of the
I
monuments,
forget.
I think, or something.
Yeah, it was one of the monuments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he has survived ludicrous things
Hmm.
because he landed in water in the end. He's like a fucking Minecraft character.
I
Yeah.
say.
And it fully heals him every time he does.
Shadow,
Mental
we're talking
fatigue
about Percy
doesn't.
Jackson.
Yeah, mental fatigue
Oh.
doesn't go away.
But it does restore his physical energy as well.
Yeah, stamina is good, but mental fatigue doesn't.
Yeah. But yeah, so I fucking hated it. And then what
you know what the
honestly
worst-
really made me drop the first chapter by this guy
Mm.
is the fact that he summons Poseidon, convinces Poseidon to give him a weapon, and
Gets
then
the trident.
throws the weapon back at Poseidon, demanding
Because it's-
Poseidon give him a sword, not a trident.
Yeah, because and then he
fucking
throws a toddler level fucking tantrum to the ocean, screaming and crying and making demands until he does get a sword from Poseidon.
Bro,
Yeah.
Poseidon handed you a trident. It's literally, bro. That's gonna
Yeah,
be a
but
master
he wants to be a
crafted
sword.
trident.
Yeah, but he wants to be a
Yeah.
sword cultivator.
Yeah.
My dude, there is a reason the lance is the king of the battlefield. A trident is just a lance with extra points.
Yeah, but it's not a sword.
Yeah.
And do you know what happens when somebody wielding a sword comes up against somebody wielding a lance?
Yeah, he doesn't care.
This
Yeah,
isn't
he's
Fire Emblem
retarded.
Sign.
Yeah.
Skill wins the day.
Like I said, he's retarded. It is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's
Listen,
a certain degree of I'm stupid, but it's like it's
Yeah,
an earnest
guy-
stupidity where like you can
this guy's not it.
tolerate it. That's not what's going on. He's just dumb.
Still, he's still less overpowered than Percy because he's only got the regeneration in water. He doesn't have all the other one of Percy's powers.
Yeah. But yeah, so I had to drop that story. Anyway, so the author spends a lot of time jacking off their OC.
as is tradition.
Blah blah blah. Oh, and the author just totally doesn't know canon at all and introduces Nemu.
Yes.
What?
Author knows nothing.
Because Mayuri is his lieutenant because Urahara already brought him out.
So
So author knows
Nemu
nothing?
is a artificially created soul
Mhm.
by
Oh.
Mayuri.
Oh yeah.
She's also
which-
what? I think she's the 9th one created by him.
Yes, and they were only created after he obtained his captain seat.
So this is after apparently Urahara got banished. I don't know what time, he hasn't given one, but apparently Rukia's already a Shinigami.
Yeah, so this author just doesn't even know the timeline. I'm not gonna call this author knows nothing because he's not making claims. Again, he's just retarded.
He is.
Does
Comfy age
okay.
gap count? Because Nemu is test tube baby and Rukia's 160.
No, that's engineered people. What
Yeah,
was
engineered
she
people's
more
really difficult.
fully-
Again, it really comes down to how they're portrayed in the story. If they're portrayed as like looking at everything with childlike wonder, and they're in a romantic situation, I'd be like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if she was born programmed with basically everything she'd need to know, then no, that's not. If she has the basics, but she's kind of childlike, like Sneaky said, that's kind of a child.
The other line I
Despite
would
the adult
draw
body.
is just generally creating people to have sex with. So it's like if he specifically created Nemu to be his lieutenant and have sex with her.
Japanese honorific. He uses captain for everyone else, but then he does shit like Chan, San, and all that.
No, we got Kun.
Yeah, but he mixes between the two of the English and all that. He doesn't use Taicho for the captains. He just says captain. He does other stuff.
Oh, you
like
know what?
that,
I will give you that. He doesn't use Taicho. Yeah, that's true.
and he keeps switching between them, essentially doing what
So
he
we
thinks
got
sounds best.
weeb honorifics. Did you say author knows nothing or no? He's just retarded.
I said
No,
I
he's
said
not
just
claiming
retarded.
anything.
Yeah.
Just retarded.
We should
Now, all of
actually
these stories,
make
yeah.
a thing for that.
I was gonna say barely fetish, but it's not even barely fetish. Every one of his stories is just his blatant fetish.
Well, I mean, it's not
Ironically,
really even
by
like.
being so open
Here's the
about
thing,
it,
though.
Mm.
It's not a fetish, though. It's not. It's like it's not even like a fetish. Like he's not like. How to put this? It's not like Sign, right? Or
Mm.
Cambrian, where basically every chapter has some sort of sex or pre-sex going on in it.
Mm.
He's just like, does he have a sex chapter for every woman, or do they just show up, declare their love for him, and that's it? Because if they just show up and declare their love for him, I wouldn't even call that a barely disguised fetish, or even a fetish at all. This is just some dude's desperate fantasy.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even work at it.
No,
Well, it's not even about the sex. It's that his desperate fantasy is a woman acknowledging him at all.
Yeah.
Oof.
Many women and some men.
No. See, the many women is the idea that different women could acknowledge.
Mm.
It's not even about multiple women acknowledging him. It's about the mom type acknowledging him. It's about the sister type acknowledging him. It's about the next door neighbor type acknowledging him. It's about the Gyaru type acknowledging him. It's not even about, like those characters themselves. Because you said he's fucking writes giant harems in every fucking story.
Well, I don't know how much you call it because I don't know how much you guys know Bleach, but I definitely would call Mayuri out of character or OC in the first chapter.
I mean, it's really hard to say because we're operating on timescales of like hundreds of fucking years.
yeah.
Well, for one, he's actually caring about the son of Urahara Kisuke instead of hating him. And it's
Yeah,
being
but
nice to
again,
him.
this is the
That could be
problem,
before
right?
that.
Yeah, like this is the problem though with this sort of sort of thing is because the author's dog shit at storytelling.
Mm.
For all we know, in his mind, it's like, oh, well, he cares about him because these events occurred off screen, and that's why they have a relationship that's this way. It's like, when I say out of character, I mean like, it's completely normal Naruto, and Sakura is like, I don't know,
Thirsting.
face
Throwing herself
fucking
at
Ino.
Naruto.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's
Sasuke
just canon.
is.
Sasuke's a hippie, free love everywhere.
Yeah, and Sasuke is like,
Well,
yeah, you're really cool, Naruto. We should hang out more. And
Do we have-
Kashi's serious, and
What would we put Power Wank for his OC then? Because he's in the human world pushing off 90 level hardos to his normal hollow.
Bro, I just
I
called
didn't
that.
understand those words.
That's a Power Wank because literally, like,
I don't
those
think
are
we have power wank as a category, do we?
Nope.
We don't?
not
It's
for power,
weird
power
watching
Wank.
the podcast in another time zone. It's weird that you're here, bro, watching the podcast in another time zone.
Yeah.
Mm.
I can't really imagine people going on vacations and then being like, damn, I gotta make sure to catch my daily dose of cancer.
Oof.
I mean, people do that all the time.
Wouldn't want to go into
called sunbathing.
remission. True. True. Um. Yeah, I mean, it's like Yeah, here's a good example. I've just heard the news that my latest experiments have been stopped. I demand an answer immediately. First, relax. It's not good for your blood pressure. Mayuri scowled, deepened at Zensuke's jovial tune. Second, yes, I stopped it because you tried experimenting on members of the Goatee 13. I told you it's not allowed. Wrong version of it. It's wrong version of it. For the good of the Cinerete, Mayuri ranted and raved. Lives would be sacrificed. That's what it means being in Goatee 13. Like, the dude, it's not that Mayuri is out of character. The author's just retarded.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to write interaction.
Oh shit! I think the next one that's updated for us in Bleach, if we check it, is the one we saw on New Year's during our
Yeah,
first
yeah,
video.
we're not gonna cover that one yet. I want to finish editing a fic before I left, but I couldn't. So I had to finish the revisions and edits on mobile on a Space Battles website. It was awful. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah. I used to use Space Battles as a mobile storage for my posts when I used to post Super Paranormal. But then the hurricane happened. I had to turn my computer off, and it lost my entire chapter, and I kind of lost all urge to keep
Fair.
that story. Yeah. I was also going way too fast with it, but it is what it is. Hueco Mundo Adventure Grimjow Desire. When Yes No defines herself drawn into Ichigo Kurosaki dangerous world of Hollow and Shinigami, she never expects to stand beside him in barren desert of Hueco Mundo. Determined to rescue Orihime, she joined Ichigo Chad Uryu as they infiltrate Las Noches. But everything changes when the Sex Spada, Grimjow Jigegu has an unexpected interest in her.
That I mean, I
That
guess
sounds
I'll take it
familiar.
over Ichigo and Grimjow magically turning gay for each other, but
This feels like an AO3 fic.
Oh.
And
My
YN is supposed to
name
be
is
insert
your name.
YN is
Yeah.
your name. It's a reader insert. You insert yourself into fucking Grimjow. Yes.
This
That's
is
the
actually
AO3
illegal
fic.
on FFN.
What?
Yeah.
I thought second
bought it.
person stories were allowed.
No, they're not.
It's reader insert. It's you. Yeah, you're not allowed
Reader
to write
insert,
reader
you
inserts.
stories, second person stories,
Mm.
your name stories, they're all not allowed on FFN.
Because technically, you're writing about people who don't want to be written about. Anyone who reads it, if they don't give permission.
Well, it's
That's
also not a
fucking
story.
dumb.
No,
Yeah, it's not.
the basis is it's just not an actual story.
Mm.
Because it's a fan fiction is a fictional story written by a fan about events that are happening in the fandom they are writing about. Which does not include the reader. The reader is not part of the play.
Hold the fuck on.
Okay. We're holding.
Why do I see a story where there's someone born in Osaka called Daniel?
Damn, Daniel.
God damn it.
I knew I've seen this done several times, and the few that were successful. Link for one of the few that I've found that were actually good, that were second person you, and fell under the definition of fanfic, even though it's kind of. He should have used first person. It would have made it so much better, but it was still good as second person.
Yeah, okay, let me pull up the rules here. Okay, here we go.
I mean, I'm
The
sure it's in the
community-
rules somewhere.
the fanfiction content guidelines, unchanged since 2008. Entries not allowed. Lists, blooper, polls, previews, challenges, just author notes, and etc. 1 or 2-liner stories. Comment theater stories. Which means all of those stories where they watch something and add commentary to it.
Watches stories or reads stories, yes.
Any story
Or-
that contains non-historical and non-fictional characters in them. Any
Activities, this
form
is
of
better-
interactive story. Choose your own adventure, second person or you-based, question and answer, etc. Chat
You said
script
2008,
format
right?
since 2008.
And that has not been followed since 2008.
Oh, I'm aware it's not been followed since 2008.
Just because
This-
it hasn't been followed doesn't mean it's not part of the rules.
Yeah.
You can be
And-
ticketed for jaywalking.
2006. Oh
What?
my god! Oh my god! This story is almost 20 years old. Oh my fuck! I just curse of age to myself.
Which story?
Damn it!
The Bungle
Which-
in the Jungle.
That's a name.
In the
Bungle in the
jungle.
jungle. You've. Oh, hang the fuck on! You can't tell me you don't recognize.
Nope.
Hold on.
Nope.
No,
Oh, Jayburn. Wait, I think I recognize Jayburn as a name.
I don't recognize that story, brother.
I don't recognize Bungle in the Jungle, but I
that's
feel like I
stupid.
recognize Jayburn.
Yeah, you should recognize Jay Byrne. He actually went pro at one point and did some published stuff on Amazon. It was really good.
Please note that
Yeah, the zombie story.
fanfiction.net does not accept explicit content. Fiction rating mature adult is only for reference and is not to be used when posting.
The Lie I Live, that's where I saw him from. That's 15 fucking thousand
And
favorites.
before you post the story, you actually have to click yes, I have read and agreed to these guidelines.
Yes, you do. Every single time you make a new story.
Personally, I feel like if you just fucking made people follow the rules,
We wouldn't have this.
there would actually be a lot better of a community on fanfiction.net, and it wouldn't be
Mhm.
fucking in such a massive decline, and you wouldn't have
It
so
would
many
help.
server issues flooded with all of these garbage stories that you legally are allowed to just fucking ban.
It would help if maybe they added more community to the community and a way to have actual interaction between an author and his or her audience outside of the review system or the private message system. You know, like some kind of a forum, an open forum between them.
You- Man, sign,
We
you're about
have-
to look so fucking stupid. So you go up into
Yes,
this
that's
this
the,
section called forum, and then you can select whatever the fuck you want, like say anime, and then you go to the Bleach forums, and here's all of the Bleach forums.
Yeah, for my specific story, I want to be able to engage with just my audience, not the entire fucking forum for the entire fucking section.
Yeah, you know you do that.
You
You do
can,
this
you
really
can make
crazy
the
thing
forum.
where you make the form and then you make it link only, and you put the link in your story and on your profile, and people click the link and join it.
That sounds like work.
Yeah, I know.
You Sneaky. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make it drown itself.
Oh no, don't worry. There will be no self-suiciding here. I will forcefully make this horse drown itself.
Eventually.
If I ever
that's
see
not
Sign, I'm kicking out his kneecaps and drowning him in the swamp he was birthed out of.
Good luck with that.
You don't need luck.
I don't need luck, my dude. You realize that the back of your leg is like the weakest part of your body, no matter who it is.
Oh no, I realize that.
I used to run around at summer camp and karate chop people in the back of the knee, and watch as they tumbled.
That's awful.
Well,
What
it's
a sense of
everyone.
humor.
Everyone thought they were hot shit until you get karate chopped in the back of your knee and your muscles reflexively, pull in, and then you're standing on one leg.
If you do that to someone who's sleeping, their leg will tense up and fucking go up against their muscles.
Yeah, good shit. Good shit.
That's a dick move.
Sometimes they deserve it.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Listen,
Frost and Faye. Rukia always felt different. Her ice blue eyes set her apart. Ah, yes, her blue eyes set her apart from the rabble. I see.
Excuse you?
Because ice is blue.
This is
On
I
her
haven't quite hit
Cincinnati.
accidental Hitler yet.
No, he's not blonde.
True.
Yeah.
On her
point.
16th
Well, no,
birthday,
she's
her
honorary.
aunt Shirayuki reveals a shocking truth. Rukia and her twin sister are ice women.
They're from Kislev?
With
No, they're supposed
Fey
to be-
blood.
This person using Fey instead of Yokai.
That's honestly the best part, is that implies that they're not even Japanese.
Japanese.
Oh, that's worse.
Also, brief side. So I still remember the very first girl I ever dated was a huge anime nerd, just like me, and she was a huge Bleach fan. And she was also actually a surprisingly good martial artist. So for her birthday, I got her a replica of Rukia's katana.
Nice.
How'd that go?
Nice.
It went fantastically, and she loved it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, imagine.
So remember, gentlemen, find you a woman who appreciates getting a sword for her birthday.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed. One who doesn't is not one you want.
Indeed.
True.
Now they must attend Karakura College, the hidden sanctuary of magical beings, with enchanted forests, powerful mentors, and friendships. She might even have to defeat something that's evil.
This sounds
the actual
stupid.
fuck.
I hate this.
You've taken an original setting and just taken characters from Bleach and put them in your bullshit.
Like,
Yes.
you just, took a fucking hammer and you're like, alright, here's one bleach nail, and then you hammered the nail into the plank, right? But you didn't hammer the nail into the plank the way a nail goes into a plank. You just, you set it on its side, and you just hammered the fucking nail until it was embedded into the plank.
Mm-hmm.
Square peg, round hole.
This feels
The
like
nail,
a
the
weird...
nail cannot leave. I am victorious.
This feels like a weird fusion original world of Harry Dresden Files with Bleach characters thrown in.
How
Yes,
Maybe.
Harry
dare
Potter,
you
Dresden
besmirch
Files,
the
and
Dresden
Bleach.
Files?
Thing to jump
That's
in
why I said mixed with Harry Potter, because it feels like a Hogwarts fucking AU.
It does.
Rosario?
Rukia and her fraternal twin
Rosario.
sister, Hisana, had always felt different from the other kids at school. Oh my god. This is just a completely original setting. This isn't a fusion world. This isn't some bullshit of Fae shit shows up inside of Bleach. No, this
is an
is
original
straight
world
up
with
a
Bleach characters.
this
Yeah,
is
that's
a
what we were
no
saying.
power Bleach AU in where Rukia has Fae bullshit.
Anyone got female author?
Wow.
Because
Haven't
we
said on my
could have
bingo
actually,
yet.
because we could have
This
gotten that
is-
from the previous Grimjaw one, probably.
This is
Oh, yeah, was it?
Yeah, no, this is absolute.
Drama is awesome. The creator of Frost and Fate is female author. It's in their bio.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely female author. This is terrible.
What do we have so far?
Woo!
No power
How do
AU,
I not have anything?
unlabeled crossover, Weeb Japanese horror honorifics, OC canon, harem, and female author now.
OC Canon. We just need to fix. And what was the fourth one again?
Harem?
Oh, well, my bingo sucks.
I
The
have
night is
two
young.
no's.
I know the
Yeah.
night is young. My bingo still sucks dick.
How many
Yeah,
do you have?
the only one, the
Five,
only one
but they're
mine
all in
does-
like different
yeah.
fucking corners of the goddamn
I have
universe.
2.
Yeah.
I have
The only
2
one-
no's.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
not
got
getting a
a
bingo.
3
faster than you
if
guys,
you don't count
get a video.
drinking.
I wanted to do something new and fresh. I hope this first chapter was intriguing and you're ready for another Ichi Rukia story.
New and
I'm
fresh.
also
really?
hoping to make this into a make-up elemental girl story. Lol, please leave comments and reviews. I just
What if my
hope you
comment
guys
is
don't lose
cease,
interest.
is cease publishing?
Then you should try. I don't know, man. It's just... Why are you writing it in the Bleach section when, like, Winx exists?
You know why?
Or, you know what the problem is? All of their
I-
stories are Bleach fix, and they're all like this. Not a single one has anything to do with Bleach.
That's amazing. That's honestly amazing.
They're all
How
like
do you
fucking-
go into the fucking Bleach section, write a dozen Bleach stories, and not a single one of them are about Bleach? It kind of makes me feel like you don't want to write about Bleach.
All of their 3 favorite stories is also the exact same of Bleach that have nothing to do with Bleach.
Okay, yeah, I'm not crazy. Yeah, bro, look at this bullshit. Fucking Winx Club is 6.5k stories. Don't fucking sit here and be like, oh, they'll be less popular in Winx Club. Bitch, it's one of the most popular fucking sections on fanfiction.net.
And
The
isn't
fuck is
that
Winx
terrifying?
Club?
Winx Club
fuck is
is
Winx
a
Club?
cartoon that came out
Mm.
around Atin and I's age. And
Oh,
it's,
wait, yes, no, that.
it
It's when-
specifically was for girls. It's a
Mhm.
story about a bunch of girls who lived
Fairy
on Earth
powers.
finding out that they have fairy powers, and so now they have to go to the hidden fairy world and go to fairy college with their fairy powers so they can learn how to become super fairies, and then they fight the evil fairies and people that steal fairy powers and eat fairies, and
Hey,
Various
Sneaky,
things.
would you say that this triggers
It's
you?
literally an American magical girl series, okay? That's what it is.
Yeah,
Ah,
it is. And it started off with a girl who didn't know about all the
They
supernatural
even
things and
have
those fairy powers.
transformation sequences.
Yeah, they do.
oh lord.
No,
I
my sister
remember
used to watch
then-
it.
So
My
it's a
sister used to
magical
watch
Now,
it.
show
and I
about the-
will
Okay,
give
no, okay,
credit
now,
where
Sneaky,
it's due.
Sneaky,
I will
I
give
feel
credit
like
where it's
I
due.
may be losing my before you go there. I feel like I may be losing my mind, but at some point it got so popular they wanted to try to expand to boys, and they did put in like one
Yes.
fairy guy, right?
Yep. Yep.
No, they actually had a whole boy band of fairies.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Okay, I'm glad to know I didn't hallucinate the existence of that interesting series.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I will give credit where it's due. There is actually an episode, because again, I have 3 sisters.
Mhm.
There is actually an episode in which, like, a new villain shows up or something, and the girls start transforming, and the villain goes to attack them, and the other villain's like, yo, no, wait, whoa, bro. You have to wait for them to finish.
What?
The fuck I do?
And the new villain's like, what, really? Like, that's a rule? And they're like, yeah. Like, come on. Like, they let us monologue. You have to let them finish transforming.
Yeah, that's fair.
Completely fair.
Yeah, that's
If
fair.
they interrupted the monologue, they don't get the transformation. It's that simple.
Yep. Turnabout's fair play.
But, yeah, I mean, it went on for a lot of seasons. It went on for
Yeah,
a
it did.
lot of seasons. I
And
think it's...
then I think it is, but the newer seasons aren't as great.
There's
Holy
new
shit.
seasons?
What do you mean updated a week ago?
But yeah, Wings Club is still going.
Number of episodes, 208, plus a 4-hour long special.
8 seasons.
What?
That's unfortunate.
No.
Yeah,
thought it
oh
was
my god, I was
years
right, yeah.
ago.
2004 to 2009, and then a sequel from 2011 to 2019.
What the hell?
What do you mean, fate winks? No, 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 no.
Yes! Go!
Yes.
Fate
Go!
Saga. It's a teen drama. Yeah, it's supernatural. It's a
Oh
teen
my
one,
god,
and
they
it-
grew them all up?
Yeah. It was
Oh.
Yeah, but you can't loot them if they're not.
It was supposed to be inspired by the Vampire Diaries
Yeah.
for teen girls.
Oh.
Live action, yeah.
Ooh.
For a second, I thought there was an entire, like, Fate Winx crossover section,
No.
and I was
No.
unreasonably excited for that dumb shit.
Ooh, that's
Listen, there's a
ooh.
certain level of this is so stupid we've looped back around to
No,
interesting.
Yeah, I remember this
Ooh.
being a big thing in 2021, I think, when it released, because everyone was complaining they're supposed to be teen girls, those are adult mothers and women.
Yeah, these are like women hitting their 40s.
Like, this isn't Vampire Diaries, this is a soap opera. Why is it like this? Bring in younger actors. And they were like, no, trust me, it'll work out. They will work out with the
It
fairy
did not
powers."
work out. They
did not.
they ended it.
Yes. They also was a big deal about the fact that they made the Latina Mexican character black.
What?
Oh yeah, you're right, they did.
hmm
Hmm.
And that the Asian one isn't Asian. The only ones that are actually like comparable to the fairies is the white blonde and the ginger.
Honestly, frankly speaking, because this is Netflix we're talking about, that's the most shocking part of it all.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, it's like, okay. So I want this all to remain in context. Okay? We're keeping this all in context. In the specific
sure.
context of comparing the character cast of Nickelodeon's version and Netflix's version.
hmm
God damn, is the Netflix version ugly? Like, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry,
Oh, wow,
you got
that's
basically,
awful.
like, you got, like, the cartoonized stereotype 9 to 10 girls for the cartoon.
Well,
And you
no.
picked,
Do you know
like,
what the worst bit is?
4s.
Do you know what the worst bit is? This was released in the time when people like Jenna Ortega were like just starting to get their biggest break and get big, and instead they didn't make her like the fucking Latino chick.
Like,
They
the
instead-
only good-looking one of the 4 is the redhead. And she just still looks too old.
Yeah.
I would
I was
say,
gonna say the
unfortunately, I have a
blonde-
lovely selection of
blonde
ads
would-
playing right now.
Yeah, the blonde would. It posted in FFCT 9K chat. The blonde would have worked if it wasn't for the fact that she looks like the blonde fairy girl's mother. If she was a bit
Yeah,
older.
she really does.
Yeah, she looks in her 30s.
No, late 30s, early
Maybe
40s,
late
no.
30s, early 40s.
Yeah, and honestly, like, the worst part of this all, right? The worst part of it all is you try aging up the cast to be more relatable to the people who originally watched Winx when they grew up, right? So,
Bad idea.
no, it's a perfectly fine idea. It's just that what you need to do when you do that is you need to pick people who actually look that fucking age.
Yes.
Because when
Fair.
because the people who watched Winx when they were children are
They'd
between
be
the
low to
ages of
mid-twenties.
25 and 30.
Mm.
That's your demographic of people who watched Winx as kids.
They're not 40-year-old
no.
mothers.
They were also in Cartoon Network during the time of me growing up, so there would have also been like 22, 23-year-olds wanting to watch that.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. So it's like 23 to 30.
Mm.
But like, so like you want to get maybe like a 25-year-old to play this position. They got 40-year-olds to play these positions. And this is really important. This is really important because this is a woman-targeted show. And women are very sensitive about their looks.
And their age.
The left one looks like they're over almost 50.
The left one looks like she has
Ugh.
autism.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Also an Adam's apple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's kind of obvious.
Honestly, to me, it just looks like the standard New York person.
Yeah, it's like the blonde looks like she's she's about to go pick up her cheerleader daughter who's going to be showing up in the film as the
think
main
that's exactly what
character.
I think
What's
that's
with
actually
that
what
redhead?
happened.
Does she have fucking gills or something? What's with her neck?
Average Irish mutation.
Hmm.
Okay.
Don't question it.
So soulless ginger confirmed. Gotcha.
Yes, yes. Well, you know, they have to, the Fomorians have to infiltrate society somehow.
Mhm.
But it's just like, I'm sorry, but like this looks like the parody picture that you use to fake people out at first, where it's like it opens up to these four walking down the road. It's like, oh my god, are these gonna be the fucking main characters? And it's like, nah, it's like, those are the moms of the main
the moms,
characters.
yeah.
Here's the main characters. Got ya.
Yeah.
Like, they don't look good. They don't look young. 3 of them have plastic surgery. Really visible plastic surgery.
Hmm.
It's like, I'm sorry, man, but that was just a dumb idea. I wasn't gonna fucking watch it myself, but that was just a dumb idea.
Yeah.
Oh no, is this person younger? First created their profile in 2014. Oh no, they're 23 years old.
Oh boy.
Oh, they're 23 years old. Favorite animes: Bleach, Kill la Kill, Sword Art Online.
Michiko and Hachin and Parasite. I like a lot of anime, okay? That's not a
And
lot.
that's your favorites? Oh, geez, they are young. Oh, God,
This man
they are
does not
young.
read manga. This man does not
No.
read the ancient tomes.
Was Michiko and Hachin even a manga, or was it just anime only? Because I remember
I've
watching
never
that
even heard of
anime.
it.
Hot lesbians.
No,
With a
yeah,
kid.
it's definitely anime only.
Whew. Well, okay. Up next we have Vinegar. Or did they misspell vinegar? Or because it's all capital. that's something else?
P-I-N-E-G-A-R.
Okay, they spelled it correctly. So we're all good. Okay, so they spelled vinegar. Which, I mean, I guess is a very thematic name. So I'll allow it. In a single day as OC, a transfer student from Who the Fuck Cares arrives at Karakura, fends off thugs with his wits, and then gets beat up because of his wits.
Well, no,
On
he's
that
a Japanese
same day-
born. He's a Japanese born called Daniel.
Gochi Daniel.
Yeah.
Hey, well, no, okay, so there is a sect of Christianity in Japan.
Mm.
Daniel comes from the Bible. So it's absolutely possible there is a Japanese person with the name Daniel.
Sure.
Likely,
but
no.
it's rare,
Uncommon,
especially-
no. Rare, no. Very rare, probably.
It's very hard for them to actually pronounce that name, and it goes against Japanese naming conventions by not having a vowel on the end, so I wouldn't even say very rare. It's like 1 in a million.
You never know, they might be particularly religious Japanese.
Danaru is about what it sound like.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Reboot Ruby and risk pissing off the 2 fans that remain. True.
Do it. Fucking
Continue
do
with
it.
Volume 10 and have a high chance of it being unprofitable. Viz Media sweating.
Nah, reboot it. Reboot it.
Reboot it, please.
Reboot it.
Reboot it.
Throw a boot at it.
Please.
Throw a boot
Reboot
at it.
Literally anything is better than what it currently is.
Yeah.
Reboot it and then
Reboot it
allow
and
your
reboot
fan
everything.
base to have plastic models. I trust me, they will sell like crack.
Like,
Yes.
they
Reboot
already
it
sell
and
plastic
reboot
models.
everything from
Like,
No,
everyone
no,
gets
no,
on
you don't
GW's ass.
understand.
No, you don't understand.
Buildable
G-
plastic models.
Okay, yes, that's fair. But GW has nothing on Rooster Teeth's attempt at plastic models. Like, Rooster Teeth tried selling the Pira model for like $600.
Oh
Yeah.
god, that thing was an abomination.
I can't even use it on the tabletop. Why would I pay $600 fucking for it? Fuck you. Doesn't even have stats. I'm obviously shitposting, by the way. I would, however, like a Weiss model with stats.
Actually,
Oh,
Ruby
you really?
TTRPG.
I was actually going to say a war game in
Mhm.
Ruby would not be the worst thing in the world.
I mean, yes, it would be.
I
In-
said
in
it would
all
not
go-
be the worst thing in the world because
There already
unfortunately,
is one.
what the fuck you mean? There's already one?
Yeah, it's dog shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
It's a tabletop Ruby game.
Yeah, it's dog shit.
Is it a D6 game or a D20
It's
game?
very bad. I don't remember.
It's D6 only, I think.
Why the fuck would you make it a D6 RPG if you're not gonna fuck? I just found the unofficial one.
Also, yeah, Tension does bring up a good point. Just fucking reboot it. The remaining fans aren't people you should try to please.
No. It's like he said, ravenous shippers only.
Well, not just that, but you clearly need to reboot it because the fans that were there were not enough to make money.
Yeah.
Also, you're gonna have to come up off of that Bumblebee bullshit, cause that's not gonna sell.
What do you mean?
Okay, so I just want romance to be taken out. I want romance to be removed. Like, okay, look, I understand this is a difficult concept. But take the romance and remove it.
Okay,
It
I'd
doesn't
be okay with
have-
that.
doesn't need to have romance.
Yeah, no, so what it is right now we're entering an era of a lot of familyless women and incel men. And
Okay.
that is all they want to write about. All they
Romance.
want to write about in all of their fucking things, in their comics, in their movies, in their fucking video games, is they are obsessed with finally getting a romantic partner that won't leave them.
hmm
I am
Okay.
sick and fucking tired of it.
I want to point out people have been randomly shoving romance into stuff once it gets popular for like most of the time we've been alive. I
Yeah.
don't
But
like it either. But
it's
it's
like,
really
sorry.
it really doesn't have anything like okay, is a bunch of lonely people writing for it gonna affect that? Yeah, but it's not like it wasn't happening before in an
Yeah.
obnoxiously high amount.
Okay, but if you understand human nature, then you understand that romance and sex is one of the primary driving forces. In fact, probably the largest driving force behind humanity. So people kind of want to they read about that. They expect to read about that because it's what people want. Yes, you can have a story without it, but most people expect to see at least something, some kind of a love interest or something.
The
Yes,
hero
okay.
needs a
He
person to
needs a
care
princess
about.
to come to.
Yes,
yes.
the princess come back to. I'm aware, but there is a difference between what's in Ruby and the air quotes romance that occurs in Star Wars,
Sure.
the original.
I feel like there is quite a lot that is romance that you can just sort of infer instead of having to have on screen the whole time.
Yes, And I'm
Sure,
fine with inferred romance. My issue is that these lonely ass writers who have the most fucking niche fetish in existence, who have the most fucking niche sexuality in existence, write it into their works because they are desperate, lonely, and horny, and I don't fucking feel like reading about their 0.01% fucking sexuality getting a spotlight and taking over the story. Yes, I'm still pissed about Ruby.
I think
Don't
we
blame
all
you.
are.
No, in Volume 9, there was a whole
We all are.
episode that was dedicated specifically to Yang and Blake making out and progressing their romance. Where they basically covered 8
Fucking
years of
excuse
romance
you?
in one episode, yeah. It was the dumbest shit
He's
in
not joking.
existence. It was so fucking annoying. It made all of us go to sleep. Oh, actually, we weren't sleeping. We were too busy laughing our asses off at how fucking stupid it was. Because,
Yeah.
so, the premise of this whole episode is that they're trapped in a story-based storm. And the only way to make the storm disappear is to clear the air between them. And they do this by telling each other truths that they've never said to each other.
These
You mean,
truths, however, are
alternative
things that
they've
anyone
never
who's been
had.
in a relationship for about 10 minutes should have known.
Yeah. And then they had the characters say shit like, I love you. They've apparently been dating for like a year now. And they apparently never said I love you to each other.
Fucking what?
Yeah. Average lesbian
Spell the
relationship.
writing there.
Hey, look, I have 2 sisters who are lesbians, okay? I can say it. I have the lesbian pass.
Did they see that and say it's the gayest thing they've ever seen?
They don't watch Ruby.
Thank God.
Wow,
They-
amazing.
They couldn't. they don't have the attention span for that.
Listen, I can only speak to one of his siblings, but the particular stories I know, I'm amazed that sibling can pay attention long enough to send a text message.
Damn, their attention span's worse than mine? That's crazy.
No, knows this is the sibling that went places and had things occur.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah,
yes, that's incredibly non-specific, and it will remain that way.
No, there's a very good
True.
reason that's remaining non-specific.
Anyway, yeah, so they said other really crazy shit like, I think you're cool. I think you're brave.
I like that you read books.
Yeah, they've again, keep in mind the context of this is these are things that they have never said to each other. They have been partners, as in not romantic partners, but combat partners. They have been partners for about 3 years now.
Romantic partners for 1.
Romantic partners for about 1 at this point. And over the course of those 3 years, the amount of time they've spent separate from each other has been about
6 months?
3 months? 6 months? Yeah.
Well,
So they've spent nearly 2.5 years in close proximity, day in and day out with each other. And they've never talked, apparently.
Well, no, yeah, Sneaky. That's because Yang was going, oh, do I like her more than my bike? Yes or no? And Blake was like, do I want to run away yet? Yes or no? So there's a lot of yes or no's going on.
I like her, but the bike lets me catch her.
I like her, but the bike lets me look for my mom that doesn't love me.
True. But yeah, no, it is insane. I hate it.
To be fair, so do most people.
Well, and wasn't the thing they were caught in, it was called like a punderstorm or some shit? Yeah,
I
it was
hate
called
that
a
fucking name.
Thunderstorm, and again, the whole way you had to get it to go away was by telling the person that you were caught in it with things you'd never told them before.
It would be really funny if they had done that. It still didn't go away. Yang tells a pun, and then it goes away. Just because, fuck you.
John
Better-
was just tired of them waffling in the relationship and used this totally normal event that you dispel with a pun as a chance to make them get the fuck on with it.
Yes.
See, that would have been good writing, which we don't do. We don't do that here.
John over here as the Monty Python crew.
Ruby coming into the
Like,
thunderstorm
it
like,
could be
"What
a
up?
whole
Time to
moment."
be racist.
Like, it could be a whole moment where they do the whole thing. They work out their feelings for each other. They're kissing, and Ruby's like, "John, why is it called a punderstorm if you're supposed to tell truths to each other?" "Oh, you don't. I just made that up. It's called a punderstorm because you just spell it with a joke. You know,
A really bad joke.
to clear the air." Shh, and then it disappears.
Like, I've got to tell you something. Ruby is extremely homophobic. Wait, what? Here she comes into the storm.
Fucking wait, hold on. Where's the cowboy meme? Where's the cowboy meme?
I have this one, that's it.
No, it's the it's the one where it has inverted text on it. Fucking, I don't know what it's called. You know, where it's like playing like it's playing fucking the theme song, the most iconic song from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And it's like, "You guys can't be racist," and it says in white text inside the dark room. And then someone opens the door and it says, "Without me."
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Fuck. What is it called?
We're sorry, man. None of us know.
I know what one you're talking about. Fuck.
I think Sneaky may just be going senile.
No. I know
I have-
what he's talking about, but I don't know what movie he's talking about. Dear White People?
What?
No. Because I know that there was a Kuzno Eye Parade edit of that.
What did he mean by this?
Are we sure Kaz isn't just drunk again?
No, we're never certain of that.
What did he
No,
mean
that's
by
different.
this?
I'm googling it, and this apparently Black People Can't Be Racist 2014 Dear White People clip showed up.
No.
God damn it, where are all my homophobic Ruby pictures?
Those are words.
You have an entire collection of that, huh?
Yes, because it was hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, there is also that one. Yeah, there is also that meme where it's all the fucking little cartoon guys doing the marching band, and then it says
The
like
Kizuna Eye Parade.
don't do this, and then yeah,
Mm.
it's similar to that. It's similar to the Kizuna Eye one. I've had this moment on stream before.
Yeah.
This is gonna bother you.
Oh, it's gonna absolutely bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you know, if I had a fucking like large chat, they probably would have known already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, if wishes were fishes.
YouTube might have it.
Every man would have a merwoman.
Hmm.
I've
I
done
mean,
it.
we're all
I've
thinking
struck
it.
sign
We're
dumb.
we're all thinking it, but no one's saying it.
I have struck sign dumb. Where do I collect my paycheck?
When I'm done with your ratlings, which will probably be in 5 months at the current rate.
Yeah, well, apparently the ratlings have more detail to them than
Then an orc. That's full of scrap.
Which, to be fair, the ratlings definitely stole more shit. So
That is an insult. Everyone knows orc looters are the ones that have the biggest carrying capacity.
Yes, but it's a break-a mob, not a fucking looter.
That's true.
Also, a flash gets more.
Well, I'm also building a squad of flash kits, so
Like, this is the worst part, because, like, I know a shit ton of memes, but I have no fucking idea what these memes are called by the internet. So I'm like, I can't, like, find these memes. Like, I have them everywhere, but I don't know what they're called. Because the internet's like, oh yeah, this is the, barbecue fancy meme, and it's like,
The what?
you have any idea what the fuck that even means?
no, that's my point. Fucking, oh, God.
Yeah, the board game on this Girls Frontline 2 fucking thing is boring.
Yes.
I'm not doing that shit.
Not even for collapse.
God damn it.
Finally got a Dire.
Cool. Join the club.
I was 110 roll away from fucking pity.
Many such cases.
Imagine.
Like, yeah, like, so, like, there's this one, right? Like, this is similar. Yeah, we already found this one. I'm trying to search, as in related stuff, and it's just none of it's not.
deep breaths, Sneaky, deep breaths.
Oh, that's not the one with the fucking sound. The actual one with the sound parade is great.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
Anyway, that's another T-doll for the dispatch mines.
You're late to the party on that.
Commander, what do you need me to do? I need you to work.
The silhouette maybe
Oof.
opening a door.
Mei Ling hasn't slept in 3 days. Help her.
Don't worry, she's got
Alternately,
sake. She's
give her
happy.
alternately, find her more energy shots.
Don't worry, I gave her sake. She's happy.
Indeed.
She's now.
I started spiking her sake with monster energy just to see what would happen.
She's growing too powerful.
Somebody spiked
She
your
has a
drink
combat
with
rating that
references.
rivals 14 T-dolls. You're gonna need to take her down.
This is absolutely gonna piss me off. Like, oh my god, I cannot fucking find it. And the second I post it, everyone's gonna be like, oh, that.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about, but I couldn't find Lena, and so I gave up.
Maybe I have it with sound.
You know it'll
Maybe that's
come
why I
to you
couldn't
if
find
you do something else.
No, it's gonna bother me until I do this. Wait, hold
Yeah.
up. Nope, that's the cryptid video. No. No, that's Gura. Miku. Gotta be here somewhere. Have I really downloaded the same thing like 5 times? You know what? I probably have.
Probably.
That's fair.
Quite
Quite normal.
Yeah.
Average moment.
Me when I have 3 of the same image, all with different file names.
Yeah, basically.
Accurate.
Yep.
Here it is! Fucking God!
I'm not familiar with the fucking god meme.
I am not racist. Ah, there it is. Yeah.
That one!
Yeah, and then you can. There's also "Don't be racist without me." Yep.
What the fuck is this meme called?
Ah, no.
It has a name.
Yeah.
Of course it has a name.
It's a template.
Why wouldn't it have a name?
You know what? I think I have an idea. So I'll take a screenshot of this, right? And then I'll reverse image search it on Google, yeah. It only pulled up one fucking Reddit post.
Is it tip of my tongue meme? No, I mean the Reddit post.
No, it's our teenagers.
I still have yet to find that one, what's it?
Most
Cyberpunk
NPC
squirrel
joke
meme.
I've ever heard is the top comment. OP responds with, "Oh man, the only people I've ever heard that joke from is NPCs. I'm out of here." Top
NPC.
commenter responds with, "Bro really just said no you and ran."
Amazing.
Like, I Google cowboy opening door to dark room meme. The first fucking link is a TikTok video for that video.
That's what I was fucking Googling, and then it was just not coming up with that. Does anyone have a name for this meme?
Mm.
This is actually now I'm getting angry.
Black cowboy door open meme? I don't know.
This is amusing.
I don't think it has a name.
Then how
It
am I
has to have a
supposed to
name.
find more of it?
Know your meme.
Yo, not.
Well, how am I supposed to find it on Know Your Meme?
You're not.
Psychically tell the website what it is you want.
See, this is why we need AI.
To be racist?
Well, I
We'll
mean, it
figure
does
out
that
what the name of
naturally.
this racist meme is.
Ugh.
Like, the thing is, it's not a racist meme. People just used it in a racist way because it's funny and it can be used that way. But there's plenty of other ways to use it. I mean, people use the fucking, the Kizuna Eye fucking concert for plenty of things. But it's just like, the only reason why I know it is because I have a saved copy of the racist version. Because it was funny. But yeah, it's like, man, fuck TikTok. I hope they get banned. I hope they stay banned. Fuck you guys. Like, what is this bullshit in the fucking TikTok tagging? Hashtag meme. Hashtag really. Hashtag wow. Hashtag Genshin teleport. Hashtag misleading. Hashtag door. Hashtag front page.
Door?
Yep.
Door.
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 Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Door.
Well, the only, you know what would actually be funny if the only copy of this meme that exists now is the I'm not racist enough.
That would be hilarious.
Sneaky is being the Professor X meme right now. Are you talking about the one where he downloads the entirety of World War II into someone's head?
Yeah, the Holocaust meme, or the I'm thinking, ah!
Oh, that too. Yeah, you have to narrow that down. That doesn't narrow it down.
Mm.
You've killed my family. Do you realize how little that narrows it down?
I can't wait for Professor. I can't wait for Professor X to have Holocaust beam as his ultimate in Marvel Rivals.
Just because Max isn't here doesn't mean Max isn't gonna be angry.
Yeah.
Anyway, Vinegar. OC shows up in normal, fucking Bleach, and then Ichigo also shows up and happens to help him, and now they're friends because the author is incredibly uncreative despite actually being creative with the name. Ish. Creative-ish. Name.
I mean, there's only so much you can do to deal with the incredibly stupid people in the world.
Man, that's really fucked up of Hitman to do that.
What did Hitman do?
he let his apparently this is a fucking whole dialogue chain in Hitman where if you sneak up on a certain guard, he has a whole conversation with his doctor over the phone about how the results came back and it wasn't prostate cancer. And he's like, if you let him have the full conversation, he's just going on and on. And he's like, all right, man. Nothing can make this day terrible now. And then you throw him out a window.
Agent 47, your job is to ruin this man's day.
Yeah, listen,
And
I'll
you
give Hitman
manipulate,
this.
subdue him.
It has the kind of dialogue that I miss hearing from games like the Jedi Knight series. Man, those stormtroopers had some interesting conversations.
Yes.
I think more games should have mooks have full conversations. Just like while you're listening in. Just
Anyone
like talk
remember
about
when you-
random shit. Talk about their hobbies.
Anyone remember when the time you played Vader and a droid went off about how great it is, and then you're just Vader hanging onto a cliff without him realizing right underneath him?
Fucking, what was it? I think it was it Far Cry? I think. No, I don't think Far Cry had the same conversation. I forget what game it was, but like I just remember these two guards like talking about their kids and shit. And I'm like, damn, that's rough. Kills both of them.
Anyway,
I remember you get some conversations like that in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5, yeah. Yep. Good times. God damn it, Sign. I fucking clicked into
What?
your server and immediately it was you hitting on a lolly.
Oh,
What the fuck?
where?
Do I need to specify?
What channel?
Apparently.
Do I need to narrow it down?
Yes. Last thing I said anything about was the Ruby Moms.
I'm not in that chapter. Or I don't have that channel open.
Aren't not safe for work clothed.
Yeah, I can't have that channel open because you guys really do not understand the definition of clothed.
Clothes are,
Well,
Oh, hey, how about
Those are-
that? The entire studio that produced Dragon Age Veilguard's closing.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
and the
Yeah,
lead director
good.
is left after 3 months.
Yeah. It's crazy how that works, you know?
good riddance to bad rubbish.
You tell terrible stories. No one likes the
Like-
story. The business collapses. It's really weird
no.
how I've spent 9 years talking about how to write a better story that is marginally competent that people will enjoy. And we have real world evidence of the two people that I've given advice to massively exploded on some of their stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
It's crazy. It's like I'm not even like given like advanced college courses on how to fucking English and intricate ways of writing characters. I'm just saying, hey, don't do stupid shit.
Apparently, people love Zuko and both Tanya stories on Royal Road.
I'm sure they do. What are the stats on Royal Road?
Mm.
Oh, hang on.
It's almost like you
Um,
know exactly what people want.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know exactly what people want, but what I do know is how to appeal to the largest demographic of people
Mm.
without compromising your ability to write a mildly interesting story.
Yeah.
That doesn't have full stats, those are just the abridged stats.
I mean, the Zuko one's really popping off. Did you
Yeah.
just start uploading?
No, I've staggered uploads Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays for Zuko, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday for Outer Heaven, and now I'm doing the same thing with
Tiny Star.
the Star Wars one. Yeah.
I mean, that's okay. That's not it's not a great amount of traction for Royal Road, but I mean that's pretty good.
Mm.
You know, for a no-name author effectively appearing on.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Given the small amount of time they've been on there, yeah. Like I've got better stats on FFN and QQ, obviously, but then again,
Well, yeah, but
I've
you've
been
also
on both of
built
those
up.
for the years.
Yeah,
I have a following on both.
yeah. Yeah, I know it's pretty wild. That how easy it is to break algorithms these days because of how many companies rely on the algorithms to you know, do the things that normally would have just been done by people clicking on shit they're interested in. That you guys ever follow Spiffing Brit?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Mm.
Did you
spiffing
see
Brit.
his? Yeah, did you see his recent video?
No, what happened this
No.
time?
No.
So he was releasing the results of his experiment to see what happens when you post a video and then cut down half of the length of the video, because of the algorithmic rankings that occur when it judges how much watch time has occurred on a video. And so say the video is 20 minutes long in his case, and he cuts off 10 minutes, but the average watch time is 9 minutes. That goes
It
from
would
a below
increase the rating.
50% watch time to a near 100% watch time, which, according to the algorithm, means it's the greatest fucking video ever. He made about $8,000 off of the video in the 2 weeks it's been since he posted it. In just ads, to be clear. He earned 2.5 times more views on that video alone than any other video he's ever had. He's gained a massive amount of subscribers. He he broke the YouTube recommendation algorithm when he cut the video in half, and it started. The YouTube was like, "Oh my god, 80% watch time rate. That means everyone has to watch the Spiffing Brit because clearly his videos are the bestest."
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so some people were posting pictures to Twitter of their entire recommendations page just being Spiffing Brit videos.
As it should
I'm
be.
surprised. I'm surprised YouTube hasn't actually found a way to crack down on that and either banned him or done something to screw with him.
Why would they?
Why would they?
It's a
made
mixed
them-
bag.
Because
Yeah,
he's
made the money.
messing with their algorithm and
They don't
teaching other
care.
people how to do it.
They don't care.
makes
Well,
them money.
see, here's the thing, right? It's not really replicatable. Because that was his ultimate conclusion to the entire experiment, is that he posted the video in the precise time he needed to get maximum eyes on it during a period of time where everyone had free time. He is known for doing these breaking of blank videos, so people click on him knowing that he's good at doing it, and that it's going to be an interesting video, yada yada yada, etc., etc., etc. If other people tried to do strategies like this, it would not really benefit them, because people that show up for Spiffing Brit videos, if Spiffing Brit's like, okay guys, I need you all to watch this on 0.25 times speed for the next 12 hours, most of his audience will actually just do that.
Yep.
Because they're weird little guys.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
Guilty.
if, you know, fucking KSI goes and is like, hey guys, you need to watch this video at 0.25 speed for the next 12 hours, he'll get maybe a tenth of his audience to do it. Maybe.
Mm.
Because they're not really there for weird hijinks. They're there because they want to watch KSI act like a clown
Yeah.
and holler like a monkey at random shit on Reddit. And blow up his house. Which actually isn't his house because it's actually a giant set he built to make it look like his house so he could blow it up. Yeah, whenever KSI does that, by the way, he's playing around with lighters or fireworks inside his room or like firing guns and shit, it's because he built a set that looks like the house he films in to do those skits. So credit to him.
Yep.
You mean the man who does things as a skit did something as a skit?
There's doing things as a skit knows, and then there's buying a plot of land, building a mock house to the specifications of making it look like your room, just so you can purposely destroy it to make it look like you destroyed your room.
Yeah, that's
There's
some
a-
dedication.
There's a minor difference there.
Just a small one.
Tiny one.
Tiny, minuscule.
Microscopic one.
And the walls come tumbling down.
You going to bed, Gray?
Oh.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad someone posted the fucking meme. I hope someone does it. The memes and shit posts.
Oh,
Yes.
Look, very Lord of Reality on August.
It can still happen, gentlemen. We can still kick off the
BlackRock.
corporate war.
I, for one, would absolutely never do such a thing, my glorious corporate overlords.
Indeed.
And Don't Fear the Reaper starts playing. Increases in volumes.
I remember you mentioned that meme, or tried to find a meme like it. I mentioned that meme, like, maybe once a month.
Listen, you're not gonna get much better than that. Like, pretty funny. And I would
I don't know. I
support
think the
such
cowboy
an
one's
endeavor.
pretty good.
I mean, the cowboy one's pretty funny, but listen, Luigi showed us the way,
True.
Yes.
and the way is 3D printing.
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, so, anyway, the author writes a very boring story. The grammar's fine. There's no walls of text. Dialogue's fine. Blah, 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 blah. So he acts like a gay guy to scare away the bullies. That's very
That's very
impressive of you, author.
Hey, listen. No, don't do that. I'll get excited. Can be a good way to get them to go away.
Yeah, but at the same time, if it turns out that your bully is also gay and they just have a masochism, not masochism, sadism streak, then
it's a problem.
All right. Okay. On balance,
problem for
that's
yourself.
not gonna be a common combo.
no, it's not. But then you also have the other bad outcome side where the bully, people typically of low intelligence and non-rational thinking, pull out a gun and shoot you because they're homophobic.
Yeah.
Except this is Japan, where guns are very, very rare. So, but you'd
Oh, yeah,
still
I mean,
get
yeah,
beaten
sure.
up. You'd still get beaten up
I'm
or
sorry.
stabbed.
He's Yakuza, you'll get stabbed.
True.
Including by the people you're trying to help.
Yeah.
I mean, so like the problem with that is fair. The problem there is if you do it to the wrong person, and they run back to their Yakuza buddy, they're like, Anarchy. What's the word? This flamboyant gay guy hitting on us. And he goes, "Oh, really?" And then pulls out a knife. They go, "Fucking stab you."
Unfortunately, sir, you were part of a Yakuza sub-story. Prepare to get biked.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
generally, yes, it is funny. Yes, it does work. I generally do not recommend, pulling claims out of your ass that you can't back up, because you don't really know who you're talking to, and if you are talking to violent people who are of low intelligence, you can't really predict what they're gonna do. There is a lot of assumptions you can make about what they're gonna do, but you can't predict what they're gonna do, because they're gonna fucking smash 1 and 1 together and get 7, and 7 makes them angry, so they beat you to death. So,
Accurate.
so, yeah, it's just like, still works for without fail. That never gets old. And then he sees a tomboy looking at him. Does it really? So far, well, until I encounter someone who reciprocates, then I start running.
Well, at
you
least
know,
the author acknowledges it.
But until that happens, hey, if it works, it works. So you're not gay? I mean, it's not a problem if you are gay, but you're not gay? Nah, I'm not gay.
You sure?
If I wasn't in a rush to find my apartment, I would be, like, totally hitting on you right now. I'm right here, you know, said the visibly annoyed tomboy. Yeah, I know, that's why I said it.
Huh?
Man, you're so witty.
Do authors really
creative
think
author.
that? Do authors really
Yeah.
think that that attracts women?
Yes.
Oh,
Bless.
what the fuck?
Unfortunately, it does attract women.
Has the
and
Australian not heard a sneeze before?
Not directly in my ear like that. Fucking hell, ASMR.
What?
That shit felt like it was in my fucking brain. How loud it was.
Fix your headphones.
No.
You, sir, have not heard the mightiest of my sneezes.
It sounds like a wind whenever he sneezes too loud.
Oh.
Like, genuinely, Atin sneezes like sound like what you would hear when you like go near a hag's hut.
Yeah,
Like,
meanwhile, my sneezes sound like someone fucking slamming concrete with a sledgehammer.
I will say,
Well, that's because you're basically made out of concrete. Don't you eat it?
Yes.
I will. There was a girl at my school. She was a big fucking weeb. I don't know how much time and effort she put into this. She actually trained herself to go Pika before she sneezed.
So that he says Pikachu.
Yes. And she was fairly good at impressions, so it was like Pikachu. It was
Great.
Okay.
It was weird, but also funny and kind of endearing.
Yeah.
Adorable, you
right.
mean?
Hashtag things only girls can do.
But like when I heard her
Yeah,
do, I was like, "Did you do that on purpose?" She's like, "What?" Say Pika. She's like, "Oh no, I trained myself to do that."
Yeah, cause like if this table was flipped and it was a guy doing it, the guy doing it would be like the most pimple-faced,
Pikachu.
with like
Yeah.
a high-pitched voice, not
Oh,
even
yeah.
like girlish high-pitched voice, just like a high-pitched male voice with like thick glasses, and like it's like it reaches that obnoxious octave that just makes you want to punch someone. and it makes you want to punch him especially, because every time he opens his fucking mouth, it's about some inane fucking anime shit or some weird-ass autistic game that he's playing right now, and he won't shut the fuck up about it, but he's gonna keep telling you about it for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
I had a lot of experience with people like that. If one was not able to tell. Quiet reverence! The Quincy Blood War, known as the Great War. Everyone knows it was the most devastating war to ever war in all of the wars. Nearly 8 years of bloodshed before Ichigo Kurosaki ended it. 20 years after the war's end, a nameless Shinigami uncovers a box containing the journals of what happened. Wow.
This is boring.
That sounds boring as shit. Okay, so he's reading the journals, making comments. The author's note is almost as long as the fucking chapter.
Amazing.
I hope if it wasn't clear enough, you're the Shinigami reading the journal.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
First chapter doesn't get to the point.
Many
First chapter
cases.
does get to the point technically, because he does find the journals and starts reading them and then makes commentary on them.
But it's just shit.
A epistolary novel is a novel written by a series of letters between fictional characters to create the narrative.
You are
Okay.
not Paul. Don't try to be.
Yeah, he's gonna try and write an epistolary novel about the Great Blood War, which is a massive AU, obviously.
Unless
A
he's
letter
talking about
from-
the time where young Yamamoto from Naruto
God.
fucking you watch.
At the risk of being sacrilegious, a letter from Paul to the Quincy's.
The
I
chapters
apologize.
will not be in order of the timeline that they happen.
Ugh.
Oh, so
Part
it's told out of order.
2.
Even better.
I might publish part 2 of an entry, and then 10 chapters later, publish part 1. And it's up to you, the reader, to piece together the timeline of the letter.
No.
Alternately,
Fuck
I could go
no.
read something better.
This is the kind of guy that watches on repeat top 10
Okay.
letters.
No. See, here's the problem. This is exactly
Or
what I'm
top 10
talking
numbers.
about with the difference between a fanfic and a published fiction, right? A fanfic is updated chapter by chapter over a space of time. A published story is published in one go. Epistolary works when it's a published novel because you have the entire body of work in front of you from the start. So you can have the detective adventure of flipping through the chapters to try and piece through the timeline, because God knows there's enough fucking YouTube channels dedicated to doing that sort of shit.
Sure.
FNAF.
Yeah.
So that works when it's all fucking there. But if you're gonna take weeks in between each chapter update, and we're gonna have to wait 7 months to get part 1 to the part 2 chapter. Bro, I'm not gonna remember your story, and I certainly as fuck am not going to be rereading it.
Not every single fucking time. If this was all pre-written and released at once, then maybe it could be given a chance.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, maybe if we knew we were getting a regular release schedule, but
yeah.
No, I wouldn't wait a week between releases on chapters to try and
oh
piece
no,
all
I
this
mean
shit together.
like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday deal.
even then, I mean,
No,
having to
that
piece
would at
something
least be like,
together,
all
no.
right.
I'd wait and let it build up or finish.
Fair.
I think a more spaced out update schedule would work if all of the chapters were in order of the time they were happening.
Yeah. That's crazy.
The sheer fact that he's going to post the events out of order makes it basically untenable. Unless you're like updating every single day, like the whole thing's finished, and you're updating every single day until it's done, then maybe that would work. But this,
It don't.
not
This
even
ain't- this
not
this ain't
even-
it, Chief.
not even 2K words per chapter, by the way.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's a big fucking.
Oh,
my
I'm
God.
sorry. What? 28 chapters over the span of the past 7 months?
Oh hell no, brah.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were in 2024. My bad. 1 year and 5 months.
Mm.
That's like 1 chapter a month. 1 chapter of 2K words a month? Are you fucking kidding me? And you want to post them out of order? Are you
No.
insane?
Apparently.
I was gonna say.
Bot post, bot post, bot post, bot post, bot post.
Many such cases.
And Bleach, another story, author, some writer. A majority of his reviews are the same person posting a review on every single chapter. I mean, from what some people are saying, he's doing a decent job at it, but I'm sorry, at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter what kind of job he's doing at it. I just could not fucking read that sort of thing.
You're leaving too long a gap.
Like, hell, I have plenty of stories way more interesting than this that I have been having on. I have Parcassia stories that are completed that I've only read half of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who's Parcassius again?
He's
Purple
the
Prose fan.
guy. He's the guy who's like one of the biggest Patreon whores in existence, where he writes dozens of stories, and he only updates the most popular of them. And what he does is he updates every single day a different story, and you can obviously donate to him money to view chapters ahead of time. But where he used to make his money is with his massive update rate, he obviously got a lot of eyes on him.
Mm-hmm.
And because some of his stories were massive money makers, like Fate and Time, he started falling into this like cycle of extending the length of every chapter. But
Yep.
keeping the same amount of plot occurring in them. And it got to the point in his Shiro ends up in a Kame Kill story where a Kame opens the flap to a tent, and that's all of the action that happens in that chapter. The rest of the 5,000 words of that chapter is a bunch of character thoughts. And the next chapter is she takes one step into the tent, and then it's a 5,000 words of a bunch of different characters thinking about stuff. And then the next chapter is her looking at Shiro, and then it's a bunch of 5,000 words of a bunch of characters thinking about stuff.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Yep, that's him.
It's basically stop motion fan fiction.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, it was really bad. It got to the point on some of his stories where it would take like 100k words for the main character to leave his house.
Mm-hmm. Or start his adventure.
Yeah, before he even started his adventure, like 100k words had passed, and it wasn't because he was doing shit before the adventure. It was because like 93k of those words was the thoughts and opinions of every single fucking leaf, branch, and person in existence.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah, it was not good.
Nope.
Kurosaki Orihime is ambushed when closing the clinic. So some rapist comes out and ambushes Orihime, and then then he rapes her. Okay. Very cool author.
Okay, why?
Why does this have 9 favorites?
You know why.
I know. Ichigo never felt utter defeat until he clashed with Yoachi for the first time. When his Fullbringer broken, Osetsu sends Ichigo home to do some soul searching. How could he protect anyone if he doesn't know who he is? Once Ichigo comes to terms with his history, Ichigo has one last trial to complete, forming his true Zanpakuto, a rewrite of Protect. Protect.
Well, we got a V2.
Yeah.
This is a V2. Very true.
God damn it, I don't have it.
I feel like I've read Protect.
Do we have gems for eyes yet?
No.
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 Nope.
What do we have again?
I
Doesn't
don't know.
matter.
If you weren't paying attention, then you don't get it.
I was gonna say, I
Oh.
feel like we need to have, like, a fucking...
Nope.
Thing
If you're not
just-
paying attention, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not here or you're not paying attention, you don't get it.
Fair enough.
I see here. Grand Fisher, father reassured him, stood in front of the clinic. He's mulling over things. He's thinking about things. Plastic bag. Okay. He's talking to some character I've never seen before. We're having a massive flashback. Okay. Generic moppy shit. Yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of moppy shit. It's just a bunch of drama angst. Okay. I mean, female author, so not surprising. But, you know. Is what it is. Let's see. Charades. On games and charades, hopes and regrets, Ice, Nano, and Kuraku Shunsui have spent decades orbiting one another but never interacting until they suddenly did. Okay. So I'm looking at author's barely concealed fetish here, but let's see what happens, okay? So she's a very precise woman. She knows she serves a purpose. When that purpose is understood, regret becomes a map to avoid in the future. Sure. The games and charades, they all played with each other. Sure. Okay, Ryatsu, constant presence. Abnormally warm April afternoon. Is there weather in the afterlife?
Yes.
Depends on whose afterlife.
The Bleach.
No, I seem to recall in Bleach there is weather in the
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Soul
There is
Society.
in the Ryatsu.
Yes, I do love it when the soul particles clump together to form soul particle clouds that rain soul particles on the soul particles, which then consume the soul particles to grow into bigger soul particles, which we then
Bro
harvest
is-
and grind
bro is
down the soul
roboting.
particles into soul. Am I roboting still?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, now
Oh.
you're a very loud one.
Am I roboting on the
Robot.
stream?
You
No, now you stopped. But like you,
Yeah,
Oh.
you were.
stop.
Well, where did I start roboting?
The
Ryatsu
soul
particles into
particles
Ryatsu
turning into
particles
soul
into
rain
Ryatsu.
into blah blah blah.
Okay, so yeah, I do love it when soul particles clump together to form soul particles that float in the sky of soul particles to rain down on soul particles that then absorb the soul particles and then get absorbed by a bigger soul particle that then grows into a soul particle that is bigger than the previous soul particle that then gets harvested by soul particles and then ground down by soul particles into smaller soul particles and then cooked in soul particles with soul particles as fuel to turn into a soul particle loaf, which then gets eaten by soul particles.
Now
yes.
replace everything you
Sneaky's
just
getting
said
paid
with
every time he
hydrogen and
says
oxygen,
particle.
Indeed.
probably.
I feel like
Well, no,
the elephant has a
the
head
problem
off
here
this.
is that literally everything in the
Yes, I
Reaper
know.
Afterlife is made of soul particles. They literally had Ryu be like, "Oh my God, everything here is made of soul particles. If like even the air was made of soul particles." So
Mm.
what that means is that if everything is literally just a singular particle mimicking the behavior of other things,
So why don't you eat the ground?
I
Because that's unsightly. Duh.
That's
infinite
soul
magic and
particle,
bullshit
bro.
powers, and they choose to have poor people. True.
Right.
True.
Mm.
Real. I didn't even have to pay attention to realize y'all were talking about Percassius.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. You know,
How could
he's
you
got
tell?
a.
He
How could you
has.
tell? We didn't give us 100,000 description about it though.
That's true.
You can
We
always
ain't
tell
got
when he
time to
comes up.
be given that large a description.
Arcasius does.
Yeah.
Somehow.
You know, I feel like if we just took the word count from Parcasius and gave it to people like Quarterass and Sakura Demon Alchemist, the world would be more balanced.
No. No. No.
No.
No.
No.
You know
For
what?
as
No,
much
there's
as
already
he does the long
Th-
stuff, he has gotten slightly better.
no. So there is already an author that does huge amounts of word, but actually does get to the point. Let's give Parcasius word count. Not entire stories, but every story is one chapter to Vines.
Oh, fucking Vimes.
Oh,
God
God.
damn it, Vimes.
Who
Oh
wants
my god,
75,000 word
Vimes.
chapters? Because I'm pretty sure he's done that.
That
I know, the
motherfucker
largest
pushes a
chapter I
fucking
ever
chapter.
saw from him was 73k.
Oh,
I saw that come up on my phone one day and I was just like, damn,
not reading that. That's a story.
that's a whole
I'm not
fucking
reading
lot
that.
of
That
words
shit
I'm not
right here.
reading. Yeah, I was just like, damn. Nah, I'm good. Yeah,
This is why
no.
I say you should split your shit down to 5k word chapters. 10, maybe 15 at the most.
Depends
Yeah,
on what
it's
you're
wild.
writing.
Well, I mean, it's wild because Vimes has like these like 60k word chapters, but then has like the same progress as a normal 5k word chapter occur
Right.
plot wise, but power scaling wise, it's been 60k words of training and shit. And so it's like the characters just fucking so rapidly outpace the plot, you know, required level to continue. it becomes a massive problem for him constantly, to the point where he just started writing stories that were like that from the outset. Because it didn't matter if he did that or not, because his character ended up that way regardless, super quickly.
The biggest problem also is his fight scenes go on forever, have multiple point of views, and he has to show off like 5 different parts of a battlefield because it's all got to be big army fights. Or have multiple fights going on, and he has to describe every single one in detail.
Yeah,
and then he has
it's rough.
And then he has the goal to have an author's note. Oh, I could have had this going on longer, but I thought it's getting a bit long, and I'll switch it up between 2 chapters. These fights.
Jesus.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of those author notes from him before. It's like, oh, I know we've been on this part of the story for a while, so I'll switch it up by switching to another person's perspective. No, we're not leaving this part of the story. I'm just not gonna tell you it right now, so it feels like it's taking longer.
That's so fucking dumb.
Yeah. Like, just for me trying to write a 4-way fight across 3 chapters, I still tried to keep things individually very snappy and made sure that there was clear progression of objectives. I don't think writing a 100k fight scene would be enjoyable, even if you do have large armies, because you'd simply get bogged down in so many little details, nooks and crannies that you're not actually telling a story. You're just making word porn.
See, that's why with Gray, we just stuck to one main character, and we had our interlude chapters were for telling the story of the world, and the main story was for telling the main character and what they're doing. Because, I mean, we had shit like fucking... How many necropoli was it, Gray? It was like 23 necropolises that were floating around the Dragon Tower.
It was like 21 that were all around it, and they all fucking died.
That was how you kept track of the progress in the battle, because what we did was we made Taylor fight Malagos, the dragon god of magic, by using the necropolises as giant channeling wands for spells. And Malagos, not being retarded, would blow them up. And so she would teleport to the next one.
And to the next one.
And
like 5 of them through, he goes, fuck you, blows up the rest except for Nax. All at once.
No, he also flies through a couple. Yeah, at one point he's like, Death Beam! Sweeps it through a bunch of them, trying to preempt her teleporting to them. And then he's like, alright, well that missed. The coats himself and makes himself super fast, and just blows through a couple more.
That entire chapter was so much fun to write.
Yeah, Taylor's literally in these falling necropoli, like running around trying to get line of sight on the next one to teleport to as they're falling out of the sky.
Oh no.
I just imagined that the entire I know there wasn't actually one, but the entire time Taylor was sprinting, you just hear second trying to get the button to work.
There was no noise from you.
Sometimes people can hear the keyboard. Oh well. I was mashing the hell out of the keyboard.
Oh, no, yeah.
We heard nothing.
Get that blink, get that blink, get that blink.
Blink.
Sneaky, the sounds of Sumail after he's drunk 33 cups of coffee trying to blink initiate.
Yeah, it's the fucking, it's the one meme where you're mashing the keyboard as sweat's pouring down from your head.
Yes.
That was that fight.
But no, honestly, I feel like it was the best fight I ever wrote.
It was great.
It's definitely a good fight.
Meta vibes after a while, that's a lot of words, I'm not reading them. Yeah, true. But yeah, no, honestly, it was good for me because like, a lot was going on in the fight, and we did get to show it off at times, so we didn't like ruin the pacing of the moment by being like, and this is what is happening over here. It'd be like Taylor's like fucking booking it as hard as she possibly can as the whole thing's collapsing around her. Teleports to the other thing, and there's just a bunch of fucking dragons everywhere killing each other, and she's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Even Malagos at that moment was, what the fuck is happening?
Everyone's just like, what the fuck is happening? And then he finally gets tired of her. And mana burns her.
Yeah, and everything goes to shit for everyone else.
Which
Malagos,
means that,
wait a minute. I have Diffusal Blade.
effectively, yeah, the small issue is that she's a mana construct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So when she got mana burned
bad things happened.
for all her mana,
She lashed out.
bad things started happening. She, yeah, then she turned into a giant death ball, literally. And started eating dragons.
That's what
That's not
happens
good.
when you start messing around with necromancy. You know, you end up with death balls voring dragons.
Yeah, I mean, effectively.
Mom, Taylor accidentally raised the dead again.
It happens.
And their
Accidentally.
souls are gone.
So what you're saying is you are basically writing Phineas and Ferb. Gotcha.
No, that's what At said.
No. That's what happened.
Yeah, Taylor turned into a giant death ball, and I made her text purple and shit, and it was a fun little time where all the dragons were like, we can kill her now, she's weak.
Oh no.
I'm a genius. Oh no. And so
Oh
then she
god,
started
it's the world
eating
of eternity
everything.
again.
Yeah, then she started like latching between the dragons and like paling them with chains and eating their souls. And just kind of started role playing as a black hole.
Blues had generational trauma again.
Good.
Yeah.
Last time.
And then she got a little bit too close to Raw Arcane, and it kind of zapped her out of
Yeah.
the death construct that she created around herself,
Yeah.
which kept going, and she didn't. So
It became
Yeah.
self-sustaining.
Yes.
consequences.
And now in alternate, wow. That is now a wandering raid boss.
Yeah.
Ah,
Alternate WoW is a AU we kind of ended up making of the story, in which we took it from the perspective of this is what's actually happening in Wrath of the Lich King, the video game.
Yep.
It was fun.
Do the Fallen still do the absolute pants on heads move?
The who?
I mean,
The Fallen?
I'm sorry. The undead where
The
they.
Forsaken?
Yes, thank you, God.
They
I
probably
mean,
got
Fallen?
section.
I thought he was
Brother.
going with the fucking Valkyries, but yeah, okay, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I have a funeral tomorrow. I've been drinking a bit, but no.
Oh, it's all good, man.
all good.
Yep.
brother, I have fallen. I need to make
Um,
terrible decisions.
But yeah,
Oh my
no,
God.
they're still gonna do the dumbassery, but they're gonna make it worse actually because of the because of how the boring tundra failed.
Yeah.
They're
Also-
the forces are more concentrated this time.
Just real quick. The Brother I Have Fallen meme.
Yes.
Idea for a crack fic one shot. Dreadnought
God.
accidentally blows out hip rotator, ends up falling on Lucius the Eternal. Out of shame for falling in battle, he never feels satisfaction at killing Lucius, and therefore manages to defeat one of the greatest champions of chaos of all time.
Oh no, listen, I mean that's funny, but I've workshopped the actual way you do it, which is you just take a planet that makes mines, you ship every mine there, and then you exterminatus the planet, and then you drive yourself into the sun. Everyone involved in the death of Lucius is dead, and no one can take satisfaction from it.
I suppose that's appropriately grimdark, but I still want Grandpa Bjorn the Fell-Handed breaking his hip to crush the bad guy.
I feel no satisfaction in this. This is just a
I
random.
feel no
chaos warrior.
satisfaction because I haven't killed Lehman Russ yet.
Brother, why do you want to kill Lehman Russ? Do you know how many times I've had to say wolf in the past 3 years?
Do you know how many he left me alone to babysit, you shit?
Yes, brothers, we shall flee on the wolf ships to the Wolf Fang on Wolfholm on our thunder
Meanwhile,
wolves.
Bjorn's just like
With our wolf
trembling-
rations.
trembling with rage.
Also, Rogaldorn's magic pain glove is the single greatest piece of 40k lore ever.
Yes.
You know, I actually have a
Like-
question here, right? If a
It does
Kriegsmarine killed Lucius, what would happen?
They'd still feel pride of having done it for the Emperor.
I was gonna say they would feel pride in killing one of the Emperor's enemies, and then they would become Lucius. Yep.
Hmm.
I have a way to stop Lucius. It's called, you stick him in a glue trap. And then he just dies.
Or, alternatively, you pay a bunch of flash gets to shoot him.
Well, the Flash Gits will feel pride in shooting their shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then one of the orcs becomes Lucius.
Honestly, I think I may just have to write, all the horrible ways Lucius has died, but Slanesh thinks it's too funny, he just keeps rezzing him anyways.
There's definitely the one where, like, you gotta have one where he goes into a house and he's, like, ready to butcher a small child, and a mom with a butcher knife just surprises him. What are you gonna do? Stab me? Knife in the throat?
What are you gonna
No,
do?
even
stab me?
no,
Chaos
it
Warrior
wouldn't even
stab.
be what are you gonna do, stab me? It would just be menaces over child, suddenly takes butcher knife to the throat. The mom doesn't even know who the fuck the guy is.
Oh, yeah, just a pure moment of, like, car lifting strength. Just normal knife drives it straight through his neck, because he didn't wear a helmet.
No.
Nobody wears a
Mama
helmet in the
bear
41st
mode
millennium.
engaged.
Well, specifically the Emperor's children.
Well, some of them will be.
I mean, listen, doesn't it go, helmet guy is lowest rank, then no helmet guy, then guy with a hat, then guy with a helmet and a hat. Like, that's how you tell who's important.
That means my Tempester Primes are nearly invincible.
See,
But they
now,
have both- or one of them
Adam,
has a
you
beret
got
and
my
a helmet.
brain on a roll. Because now my brain's like, you know what would be the funniest thing possible? Is he walks into, like, an AT mine, right? Leg gets blown off, falls over, face into a bear trap, cave in, collapses on him, then it explodes from all of the, explosives that are packed into it. And then finally, the guy who kills him comes out and he's like, wait a second. You're not the tax collector? Damn it, now I have to reset the mines!
Wait a minute. You're not the administratum clerk.
Do you know
Next
how
thing you know, you just-
expensive that was? God
You just
damn.
next thing you know, you just hear an army rolling up. This is the administrative collector. Come out with your taxes free.
Oh no.
Never.
But yeah, it's just like some dude who was getting ready to to not pay taxes. And he just gets fucked by it. And then he doesn't reincarnate because the dude's pissed that he died because he wasted all of his mines.
There's another one. You gotta have the distracted Chimera driver who doesn't even realize he ran over a space marine.
It was a crunchy.
Listen, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. If I'm some dude driving a Chimera and there are Chaos Space Marines, I don't think I'm gonna notice anything unless the Chimera stops driving. just to be real with you.
Fair.
No, but like it's like after the battle, Lucius has just reincarnated. He's getting back up, and this is like the corpse duty Chimera. The dude's drunk. He's been there with his buddies. They're singing some song. Thump. Ah, shit. Did we hit another one of the corpse guy? Did we hit another one of the detail guys? Keep driving. Keep driving.
so that's how
Anything.
the Eternal gets killed 40,000 ways, and half the time no one even notices.
Or even better,
40,000
Lucius-
ways for Lucius to die in the West.
Lucius gets killed somehow. Someone files a report about it, but the administratum is so incompetent the report gets lost, so no one knows he died.
Actually, no. It's like a sniper, like an assassinorum sniper takes him down, but he never actually learns he kills the guy. So the sniper is just like, oh shit, did I miss the shot? Did I do bad? Master Inquisitor, did I do bad? Please don't punish me if I did bad. And so there's just zero satisfaction, zero pride, and the dude like regrets that he failed to kill this Chaos Champion who was off screen, obviously like eating puppies or something. And so it's just like permanently in that stasis of, well, yeah, someone actively killed me, but also actively feels bad about it.
There's so many ways it could go.
Oh yeah.
Actually, you know what might be really funny? What was it? The Infinite and the Divine. Didn't Trazen crash a spaceship one time?
Yes.
What if
Yeah.
he just
Several
crashes the
times.
next spaceship into Lucius?
He would take pride. He would take pride in that.
Yeah.
Oh, so no Necron drunk driving. Gotcha. the navigator tries to do a 3-point turn. Well, unfortunately, on that warp dust, ends up backing into a Chaos Space Marine transport, kills the whole thing, never knows.
The navigator's trying to drift through the warp.
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
Fucking
Track drifting.
the artillery crews get drunk one night and they're trying to aim at a specific target and they're basically playing horseshoes and hand grenades with the artillery. And
they
one of
just
the guys
happened to-
One of the guys misses. And so they're fucking pissed, but the missed shell hits him dead on. So
Oh,
everyone's
actually, you know
making
what'd be
fun of
better?
him for missing.
No. It's a perfect shot, but it's a dud shell, so it bounces off the target. So it goes from the game-winning shot to the worst shot the whole game.
Of course, yes.
Oh man, I think I get a shower. I'm getting a little toasty. Thanks, you guys. You cheered me up.
We're glad. Have a good night, sir.
Happy to help.
For good night.
Alright, back to this terrible shit. No one really fucking cares. We're moving on.
Yeah.
Shattered Ice Forged Bonds! Author could not be fucked to properly capitalize his own title. Aki Hanashiba's got a chip on her shoulder and ice in her veins, literally. With 2 Zanpakuto that give you the chills, she is ready to take on the Shingami Academy. But between keto mishaps and frenemies, she's in for a wild ride of 800-word chapters. It's time to teach these Shinigami how to be cool.
Ew.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. That gave me cancer. I'm gonna
You know,
give
just-
everyone that one.
Yay! I got a third one finally.
Damn it.
Gave me cancer.
It's
Yes,
been
I've got.
2.5 hours.
Does
That
that
was
count as
just-
bad grammar as well?
Yes, bad
No.
grammar, please.
No, it's just they just only misspelled it once. The rest of their shit's fine, unfortunately.
Ah,
But yeah, like that was just terrible. That wasn't even funny. That wasn't even like
Everything was wrong with it.
would you call it a flashbang by
Oh
words?
man, Ice Queen. No, that was not a flashbang by words. That was just a consistent.
Just cancer.
That was just directing cringe straight into your veins.
Hmm.
Fair.
Why don't we
A
have
burst
any
of
romance
icy
anymore?
Ryatsu. Oh, by the way, her Zanpakuto, or at least one of them, is Rukia's. Obviously.
Except it's called Yukihime instead of Shota no Shirayuki.
Yeah, that's true. A burst of icy Ryatsu filled the room, and Kenta was on the ground, his sword frozen solid, and gasps echoed through the hall. Akihana sheathed her blade, her face impassive. I feel like I'm devoid or
You
not
okay?
subject to emotion, expressionless, so passive. So passive and impassive are the same thing. Got it. All right.
Yep.
English.
English moment.
Anyone else want to try? She asks coldly. The room is silent. Impressive. But remember, control is just as important as power. Yes, sir. That was amazing. Yeah, Ice Queen's got some moves. Yeah, no, this is not flashbanged by words. This is just
No,
pure
This is
cringe.
this is just
Cringe.
bad.
Cancer.
Ugh. Where's shit, Rex? Here we go. Death Game. Oh, well, looks like we got AI art of Mr. Family himself.
Brr.
Family.
You know,
Family.
there was
family.
one light novel. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh yeah, playing death games to put money on the table or something. That was reasonably fun. Like
Yeah.
it's basically Squid Game, but like
Okay.
if the protagonist of Squid Game was like, man, I've done this like 14 times.
Fair. So my day ended poorly. How poorly, you ask? I died with my pants on.
Unfortunate.
Huh?
Actually, that's really unfortunate for everyone involved. Now you have shit and piss all inside your pants.
Yeah.
But that's
But you're
okay because
dead.
I got the last laugh. You see, while my life might have been extinguished, that brought forth unexpected opportunities.
You
Now,
fools, I've
I'm in
already
a
shit
whole
myself.
new world with a condescending gamer system.
We got a system.
Still
System.
bald. Yep, that's right. It's time for system. Live
have
system.
Shit, I don't have that one.
Do
I
not
have it.
system.
Oh no. Oh, you gotta be
Please
kidding
tell me
me.
we've gotten randomly abusive soon. I almost have it because we have
No.
barely. Damn
And
it.
we're also in the bleach. That does not happen.
I have oh my god, I'm never gonna win. Guys, I need gems for eyes.
Has
I
it
need
been
gems
published
for
for really
eyes,
good luck?
censor swearing, and randomly abusive because we have author barely fetish, harem V2, and weebs. God damn it, I'm so close.
We have we also have uncomfy age
Death
gap.
Game is
unlabeled
full on
crossover.
cancer cringe. Oh
Yep.
boy. Oh boy. Hey guys, what's up? This is Swollen Nerdy here with a new story. Yes, I've already read it. God damn it, Andros. Thought I'd give a whole gamer thing a try. Hopefully I do alright. Formatting's a real challenge. If you like my work, you should support me on AO3 Crosspost.
How have we not
Cross
had bad...
post! Let's
I
go!
don't... How do we not have
Shut
bad
up.
grammar yet?
Right?
That's crazy, I know.
Yeah, this is weird.
Like I said, with cross post, the only thing I read a little bit ahead. The only thing I'm missing is orbs or gems for eyes.
This
I'm
sucks!
never getting.
Those are the thoughts that crossed my mind as I lay dying, blood pooling around my body. Was blood always red? Did I always have this much blood? I guess it doesn't matter.
Dark and edgy.
Oh, God. Fuck you, author.
We've not had a single bingo.
Was it normal for everything to be numb? I don't know. I've never died before.
Bruh.
Well, generally, if you lose enough blood, you pass the fuck out.
Yeah. Turning my head, there was actually a scene I wrote a real fucking long time ago. Real fucking long time ago. That was, I did a fair amount of research for, so I don't know if I was right or wrong about it. But from my research, what I found is if you lose enough blood, one of the first things your body starts doing is you lose color vision.
Oh yeah, that shit
can't
takes way
believe
too
it.
much work.
I can't believe it. Call of Duty Black and White is real.
Yeah, so like
Mods,
the whole
mute this man.
black and white thing is actually real. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was a pretty it was a pretty fucked up scene where the driver of the car gets shot, with a rifle, sniper rifle. So they, do the whole jerk and slam their head on the whole,
Mm-hmm.
They do the thing.
They do the thing that people do when you get shot in the head. And so as the car is swerving out of control, a cement truck hits it. And then I'm crawling out the back seat. Because of course, again, this is a long time ago, so of course it's obviously a self-insert. I'm crawling out the back seat. Fucking blood just pouring out of me because I just got into a major car crash with the car flipped. I got glass cuts all over me. My fucking, stomach's ripped open by a giant shard of glass.
Wait,
Got
how does
bleeding
Killing Now
out.
have an update threat Patreon? No one else does.
Update what now?
Yeah, we definitely haven't had an update Patreon thread.
Yeah, bro, you're being a little bit shifty there, brother. We have not had a Patreon thread.
Not unless
Someone's being a little cheeky.
Not unless he counted us talking about Caucasius
No.
or Vines.
No,
Which
but
doesn't
earlier
count.
in the chapter, the dude did mention his Patreon or what the fuck ever, so maybe that's
Where?
where we got it.
No,
But
I
is
mean,
there
a
a
guy
dev-
mentioned that
Oh,
you could
there.
read ahead a couple chapters, but that's not an update. That's not.
Oh,
that's not like
patrons
a-
can read up to chapter 2. That's one
but that's not
chapter
a
ahead.
thread.
Yeah, that's not an update threat.
The update thread is unless I start getting positive reviews or more people on my
Oh, read the author's
Patreon or
note.
Yes, read the author's note. Patrons can read up to chapter 2. It is on chapter 1. One chapter ahead. I don't consider that a Patreon.
It's
Hey
usually-
guys, 5 chapters ahead on my Patreon, guys. That's the typical one.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is a brand new story. Chapter 2 is on Patreon. I mean,
But again-
if we go to chapter 2 and he's like, "Hey guys, if you go, okay, so he is doing it consistently. Okay, check me out, Patreon. Okay, fair enough.
but that's not a threat.
It's not a threat."
Mm.
But I
about
think
the
it was supposed to be update threat / Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
what
don't think the
thought.
slash
Oh,
was
okay.
done. Yeah. So yeah, Patreon notice. If anyone has Patreon, go ahead and mark that off.
I don't have that.
Unfortunate.
Mm.
No, we did have a
Don't
system.
have that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have
We
system.
did have a system, but
did have system.
not all of us have system.
I have
I don't
system.
I have
I
system.
had system.
Literally, I need gems for eyes.
Yeah.
Which we'll never
Alright,
see.
so blah blah blah, crushed windpipe. I got a pretty strong grip, you know? I crushed his fucking neck in my hands! Do I feel bad for killing him? No!
You
He
played
was
college
threatening
ball,
to
you
kill
know.
a child after all. He can go fuck himself with a cactus.
I know we have system, but is that? Oh no, that's just called system. Never mind. Damn, so I don't have it.
They were calling an
could've gone-
ambulance. That's too late for that. The second stab of his knife went through my liver. Nothing to do now.
Could have played college ball, you know.
The little girl, he was 1 week from graduating college.
Wow.
Would have gone pro if he hadn't joined the Navy.
Wow.
The little girl looked at me with eyes of fear and sadness, fear for my death and sadness because she knew it was gonna happen. The mother rejected it, but the girl knew. I didn't want her last memory of me to be whatever face I was making now. So I smiled at her. Her eyes widened and she didn't look sad anymore.
This person.
Child, I understand that you can see me bleeding out, but don't worry, my smile will fix this.
My vision was starting to blur. Guess it's time to see which religion was right. I hope it isn't a preachy one.
Little did you know, the chicken religion is in fact correct.
Yeah,
I
you didn't
can't
worship
believe
enough meatballs.
I can't believe that the Caribbean pirates creating a giant spaghetti monster religion was correct.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Behold the power of Calypso. What the fuck you mean the power of Calypso?
You did not cross the road.
Indeed. Sorry, it says here you stepped on a crack and broke your father's back. We can't let you into heaven.
Father's back.
It's supposed
What
to be
did
mother's
he mean?
back.
What did he
It's 'cause
mean?
it-
What?
It's
No,
'cause
it's
his mother's so ugly.
father's.
He's got no. It's mother. Step on a crack, break your mother's back.
Yeah.
I thought
it's
it was
always
step
been
on a
mother.
line, break your mother's spine.
No. What?
No.
What? Oh, it's step on a crack. You
I've
break your
heard
mother's back?
both.
Yeah, I don't know. We did in New Jersey. It's father's back and mother's spine.
Well, that's because it's New Jersey, and breaking fathers' backs is how you guys fucking make extortion money.
Yeah, true.
No, that's supposed to be knees. Don't you know?
No, you then no. That's Jersey. That's not that Jersey.
That's Chicago.
That's Chicago.
Oh, it's Chicago.
They do that in the old country. They don't do that here.
Yeah, no, New Jersey's just gonna take a bat to your fucking head or your back.
Oh, it's much
your
simpler,
knees.
you know.
Let's see here. Okay, grumbling, blah, blah, blah. He's stumbling around looking for answers, grabbing my mighty greatsword. I
Is
unleashed
that what he calls his dick?
Yes. I unleashed my fierce golden attack upon the toilet. Wow. We've really
Oh,
eaten the know
I
that
was
off.
joking.
Well,
I
okay,
was
authors.
joking.
I think we
Authors-
can go ahead and rack up author's
Fetish.
fairly concealed fetish.
Apparently, we already had that.
You can rack it up again.
Author, I was
We
joking.
had a few stories
Actually
ago.
make that joke. What the fuck?
No, we didn't. No, I said not author's barely concealed fetish. It's not that.
Oh,
But-
Yeah, you
Fine,
can rack it up here.
billionaire.
The author is
had that.
getting a little bit frisky, so I will say it by this story. Yeah, this is getting a little bit weird here. Welcome to your new life, newest gamer. If you're overwhelmed and have no idea, say tutorial. If you're the one that says caution to the wind, by all means, fuck off and die, bitch. Fuck off and die.
Yes, author, please die.
Is this just a system or is this a random omni being?
That sounds more like a Rob.
Yeah.
No Rob showing up. This is a game system. You already got your game system.
Yeah. I don't even have a system. That's why I'm asking about Omni.
No. It's usually a fantasy world. This one looks modern. What the hell? What's the worst that could happen? Okay, box, play the game. Show me the money. Nothing happened. You've chosen to fuck off and die. No. Don't do that. Do tutorial. Do the tutorial. Okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I don't think you're worth it, but who am I to judge? Okay, you're just making fun of me now. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 generic garbage, blah, 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 blah. Good job, you're amazing. Rendered speechless, your ability to follow basic instructions. Okay, well, hold on, whoa. Author.
Woo!
The ability to follow basic instructions is actually a monumental achievement for many MMO players. Let's be clear here.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is, but
Humor
the
in
And
author,
humanity. And
Author.
humanity.
I don't know how to tell you this, but if you want to be the tutorial from Far Cry Blood Dragon, you gotta be a lot funnier.
Oh,
You
wow,
also- you
that's
also have
depressing.
To play Kickstart My Heart.
Andros says, Death Game is basically if Quarter Ass tried to write a Giordino gamer fic. Oh,
Oh.
Huh?
damn. That's,
It's
I don't know
bad.
what. Yeah.
So, Giordino has a very raunchy, dry sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good when he writes it. Because that's he's writing his story around that flavoring. But if it's sort of like it's the classic tale of a midwit retelling a joke because people laughed at it the first time, not
Yeah.
understanding why it was funny.
Yeah. Or not even realizing he made the joke. It was actually supposed to be serious.
Yeah. Why did the gamer system have to sound like Claptrap? See, like shit like that, that's kind of just like, oh, you're telling us what they sound like, referencing another
You could
property.
have just you could have just said it like Claptrap instead of just doing that.
Right.
And also, I never really cared about Claptrap's voice.
Yeah, Claptrap 1 was okay. I mean, like 2, he
Two-
was all right. It
Three,
kind of
no
really.
one- It's actually depressing seeing what they did to him in 3 because it's just like, yeah, good job, you made him depressing.
Mm.
You
You made him
know what
They
it
made him a
is?
character.
No, you know what it is? The Claptrap is what happens if Nintendo thought people really liked Navi saying, "Hey, listen." So in the next Zelda game, they added Navi in again, but all she says is, "Hey, listen." And then in the
Yep.
next Nintendo game, Navi was added in again for some random reason that doesn't have any real relevance anymore at this point, and kind of out of place, really. And she doesn't say, "Hey, listen" anymore. Now she just talks about how all her family is dead.
Yeah.
Oof.
And it's
It's
like,
like, yeah, the evil king killed all of the fairies. I'm not sure why. He kept saying that I was a waste of space. It's very strange.
Mm.
yeah, it's just like,
Now,
okay.
whatever happened to Navi? Rampant alcoholism. Yeah, she
Yeah.
apparently no one listened for so long that she broke.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like they don't understand why people liked or tolerated the character. Like in 1, he was funny. He showed up sometimes. He said a couple jokes. We laughed. We moved on.
Mm-hmm.
In 2, because they're like, oh, people thought Claptrap was funny, so we'll add more Claptrap.
Okay, hold on. First, they did the thing with the Claptrap Revolution DLC, which
Oh,
was
God.
universally panned because it wasn't General Knox.
True. Patently true.
Imagine
Mhm.
making something that's decently well written and then making that.
Mm-hmm.
Also true. But yeah, point being though is that they didn't understand that when someone likes to eat ice cream, they want to eat things other than ice cream. And ice cream's enjoyable because it's not the only thing you're eating.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't get that. So they're like, "Oh, wow, you liked the ice cream? Well, here's more ice cream. Here's more ice cream. Can I have like
Nope.
an apple slice?
No.
More
Some-
ice cream.
Pie, maybe? Nope, more ice cream. You like your ice cream? Too bad, we're torching it now. It's all melting."
That's fine. I'm kind of sick of ice cream now.
Cool.
We're
Wow.
torching it.
Great.
We're torturing it. We're torturing it. We're
We're
torturing
torturing
it. now,
it. We're torturing it.
Well, I mean, yeah, they tortured the joke to death.
Actually,
certainly.
Torched ice cream is a thing.
I'm
Yes.
aware.
Yes, we
That's
are aware.
why I said it.
Is it any good?
It's all right. It needs to be a specific kind of ice cream because obviously
It's got to caramelize.
it has to caramelize. Yes, which means it needs to be made with actual fucking sugar for starters. If it has any xanthan gum and shit in it, it doesn't melt properly, so it doesn't caramelize properly. So like you can't do it with a lot of ice creams because a lot of ice creams these days are made with binders and neutralizers and emulsifiers and
Bunch of fake
very,
shit.
very little, yeah, actual ice cream in ice cream these days. Yeah, no, I mean it's actually pretty crazy. The FDA actually cracks down really hard on what is allowed to be considered ice cream. Like you can't even put ice cream on your product if you have less than 10% milk in your ice cream.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Listen, it's like when the FDA had to go after Taco Bell specifically.
Oh yeah, because they're very, very, very
sawdust?
false advertising.
They're very, very false beef advertising.
Yeah. Cow anuses and horse flagellum.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, no, dude, it was incredibly disturbing. The other one is you notice how Subway never calls it a sandwich anymore?
Yeah, I've noticed that. What's up with that?
So fun fact, they've only got like, I don't know, like 20% actual bread in there. The rest is made with the same material as yoga mats.
What?
Yup.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
Mm.
Their bread is made out of yoga mat?
The same material.
And that's why we don't go to Taco Bell or Subway.
Yeah.
I'm not had either.
And that's why
Very
Jersey Mike's is
unique.
delicious.
Yeah, azdrocarbromonate in their bread, which is used in yoga mats. A chemical that improves the quality of bread by making it more elastic.
I don't want my bread elastic.
Yeah, I don't want my bread to be elastic. Yeah.
I want my bread to be bready.
Well, see, the thing
Not a
is
little
that
furry.
they didn't want to make better bread or bigger bread.
They
Oh
want
yeah, there's
cheaper
also
bread.
oh yeah, also Subway had to change their recipe when they're selling food in Europe because
I
the
would say-
recipe for their bread in America is considered cake by sugar content.
Of course.
Again, Jersey Mike's is just that much better. But yeah, there's a lot of. We're not China bad yet.
But you're getting there.
We're getting there. But we're not at the point where people are cutting up dog tail and lamb fat and sticking it together and calling it roast duck.
Ugh.
Yeah. There's a lot of questionable products. I honestly, personally, I feel like they should just ban gums in general.
Yeah.
Not chewing gum, but you know, xanthan gum, Zibar gum, the fucking
Yeah.
all that
Sorghum or whatever. it is.
sorbet gum, yeah. Yeah, just ban all the fucking gums. If my food doesn't hold together by the sheer basics of it existing, then I don't want you to stick it together with fucking glue.
Yeah, no. Or like they do with some steaks, they will literally glue pieces of steak together.
Yeah.
Just gross.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a huge big fan of the chicanery that goes on. A lot of it shouldn't be allowed. I mean, we're still selling dye and triglyceride enhanced bread to people, which is hilariously terrible for you.
Oh yeah.
Um,
For all the many complaints I may have about Europe, uh, European consumer protection laws are for the most part infinitely better than US ones.
yes, the most. Um, and the reason why dye and triglycerides are terrible for you is because they oxygenate faster, and when the glyceride oxygenates, it basically becomes corrupted and causes cancer if you try to digest too much of it.
Because of course.
Yeah, obviously. But it adds flavor to food, so companies like to dump that in because they paid off lobbyists to make sure that they weren't banned.
Mhm.
I personally do not eat any food that can't tell me what oil was used in it. Because I see a lot of foods these days that are like, oil, might be soybean, might be canola, might be peanut oil, might be. It's like,
Might
I'm
be motor
sorry.
oil.
Do you
Might
not
be.
know what kind of fucking oil you use to cook this food?
Oh, they know. They just don't want to tell you.
Oh no,
It's
they know. What they do is they mix in the cheapest fucking oil in a large amount, but then add like 5 to 10% of the other oils in there, so they can claim that they don't know which oil was used because the factories use a different percentage.
Yeah.
That's
And
some
then
bullshit.
they can cut the oil with like the cheapest crap that's terrible for you.
It's car oil, motor oil.
May as well be.
Oh yeah, all the dyes too. Yeah, yeah. Generally, just anything with red, blue. Especially was it? Yeah, was it red
Yellow
4, yellow
number
4,
7.
yellow,
Yellow
red
number
7?
Red 4.
What's it, yellow 4?
I think
I think it was
it's
yellow dye
red.
number. Yeah, I think it was yellow dye number 4 or whatever. Like I'm pretty sure I
Yeah,
remember.
yellow 4. Yeah, tatrazine. Yeah, synthetic food dye created from coal tar.
Because the whole reason I remember that is because I remember there was a movie where some kid couldn't have yellow dye number 4 and it was played off as like a joke. And then I found out that yellow dye number 4 was actually fucking terrible for you.
Oh, apparently, just all of the dyes are terrible for you. Yellow 5 also terrible. And then everything yellow 6 and above is banned.
Which is funny because over in places like, the EU, they still have quote unquote dye in their food, but it's all natural fruit and vegetable coloration stuff that's been extracted and put in there, not tetrazine and other chemicals.
Well,
So
yeah,
why
but I mean, obviously these companies need to offload coal tar somewhere.
not onto Americans, ship that shit to Africa.
I mean, another major thing
Look at the
is
time.
fluoride. The reason why there's so much fluoride in American water is because fluoride is a byproduct of chemical processes from the pharmaceutical companies, and they wanted to offload the fluoride somehow that didn't require them paying for its disposal, so they lobbied the government to run studies to prove that fluoride enhances bone stability, and so then they got the government to then buy the fluoride wastewater from them to put it into the drinking water.
Yeah.
Which, again, to be clear, fluoride does in fact strengthen your bones. However, there is a 5% correlation between fluoride consumption and your teeth getting stronger. On top of that, yeah, that's right, 5%. Don't drink it. This is something that always fucking bothered me, where they're like, if you drink the fluoride, your teeth get better. It's like, well, if I want my teeth to have more fluoride on them because that improves the teeth, wouldn't I put the fluoride on my teeth and not say, eat it?
Nah.
Like, that always just really threw me for a loop whenever anyone tried to tell me to trust the science on fluoride.
It's also industrial waste from plants like sawmills and stuff.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Like they just collect it out of the smokestacks, basically.
Yeah. And they it is proven to strengthen teeth, but what a lot of the studies downplay is that if you ever stop fluoride treatments, your teeth rapidly lose calcium because the fluoride binds to the calcium in your teeth. And if you stop replenishing the fluoride takes the calcium with it.
It also replaces calcium in bones, if I recall correctly.
Yep. The fluoridification, the fluoridification of your bones. Indeed, yes.
Fluoridification.
Which your teeth are not technically bone.
Mm.
Well,
They're different
no, they're
substance.
enamel.
Yeah. You learn crazy stuff whenever you search on the internet for something. But yeah, no, it's crazy what they allow to put in food and water. And I mean, personally, I'm always a big fan. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I'm a big fan of death penalty for anyone that fucks with the food and water supply.
Yes.
I don't care if it's accidental. No. Oh, we just drove this chemical truck next to the water reservoir and it crashed. Oh, that's cool. Death penalty for everyone involved. The shift manager, the truck driver who loaded the truck, the CEO of the company, just the entire death penalty for everyone.
Hey, what's that? Nestle has stolen over 1 billion cubic gallons of water from California, and then they did it again in Flint, Michigan, and then they did it again in insert state.
Yeah.
Death penalty.
So what I'm hearing is we should kill Nestle.
Unironically,
No.
yes.
I'm
Then
just
there's
saying.
those 2 people who own 90% of the water in Northern California because they own the dam.
Yep. They were put in charge of the water reservoir, and they were sold the land that it's on.
Yeah,
They
water
bought
should
all
not
the
be
land
something a
around it.
person can own.
It's a requirement of life.
Anyway.
Yeah.
On with the
Anyway,
fanfiction.
so a bunch of stats. They're, generic garbage ass stats. Oh, what question marks in his stats, guys? What could they ever mean? His intelligence is 10. 10 of what? Who the fuck knows? You're
Only
stupid.
10. His IQ's 10.
See, like, this is what I always really hated about this shit. I'm fine with numbers, right? If you want to have your stats scale endlessly, I'm fine with it just being like, oh, your strength is 6,000, that means you deal 18,000 in damage. I'm fine with that, right? What I really hate is when it's like, oh, you have 1,800 strength, that means you can bench press mountains now. Like, no, that's lame. Because then you have to do shit like that for, like, wisdom. How do you show 200% wisdom? Answer, you fucking don't. How do you show a human that's 10 times smarter than humans? Answer, you fucking don't. What's the difference between someone who's charisma 50 and charisma 100? Who the fuck knows? These aren't Yeah, exactly. Like, if you want to have the stats, and then the stats, interact with the gamer system in a way that gives you damage numbers, or spell success chances, or ability checks or something, that's one thing. But when you start having those stats affect your physical person beyond, like, oh, you have 600 strength, so your character model is really muscular. What does this mean? Well, it
Nothing.
means you have peak human physicality, which means you're as strong as a human.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you can have your numbers mean whatever you want, but you, the author, need to have a clear idea of what those numbers entail, and you need to be able to articulate those numbers to your audience, right? For all of the flaws that D&D has,
True.
Of which
10,
there are many.
yes,
Yes.
right? Believe it or not, its stats, which are very bare bone, and the descriptors of those stats are not one of them. What is 10 strength?
Yep.
10 strength is what a normal person has. You could work a retail job, right? Can lift 40 and 50-pound boxes, right? And go for a jog and not die.
Yep.
Oh, what's 12 strength? You hit the gym every now and again. What's 14 strength? You hit the gym regularly. 16 strength? It's kind of a gym. Well, he's probably hitting the gym 4 days a week. 18 strength? Damn, dude spends every day in the gym. 20 strength?
Bro
Damn,
ripped.
man's a professional lifter. Man or
Yeah.
woman is a professional lifter. 22 strength? You have entered a supernatural realm.
Yeah, exactly.
You are now, right? A 20 strength person, they might be able to flip a car when their adrenaline's pumping. 22 strength, you can flip that car.
Regularly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Also
somehow
bad.
more defined than fucking Vampire the Masquerade's system, honestly.
Ugh.
Well, okay,
But
no,
no,
hang on. There's a big
it's
difference between 5e vampire and 3.5 vampire. However,
he's talking about Vampire the Masquerade's
I
dot
said
system.
Vampire the Masquerade, as in
The dot
White
system.
Wolf.
White Wolf.
the
yeah,
dot,
I know.
It's like, oh hey, 10 strength. What does this give me? Well, you can either stop a truck with your bare hands, or you get plastered by a single dude.
You don't have 10 strength. You have 5 dots.
I know, it's 5 dots.
But that's just it.
And
My
as
point
an
is,
example,
Vampire the
I meant to say
Masquerade
5.
5th edition and Vampire Masquerade 3rd edition. We
Yeah.
don't talk about 4th edition.
True.
Right, there are big differences in the mechanical crunch in those,
Yeah.
but Vampire was always meant to be looser. It is
Well, on top of that,
specifically less it is I was gonna say specifically less specific, which I hate the way
I
that
mean,
sounds.
it's specifically
right?
more vague.
Intentional, yeah, it is intentionally
the-
Well,
vague.
it's a
the
system
dot-
for LARPing.
Yes, the also the dot system was more intended to describe the introduction to the supernatural, in where 1 dot is your baby steps into supernatural enter here thing. And so when the dot system gets applied to normal stats, it kind of loses its more defined nature, because the normal stats are normal stats and not supernatural stuff. But at the same time, you can't have 1 strength be the starter point, because as everyone knows, you're going to get more fucking points put into that. And if you have 5 points being put into strength by a normal average character, then everyone's fucking running around being Hercules, which is not what you want in Vampire the Masquerade. You want 1 Hercules, because that's funny. But,
Yeah.
and it's right here. It's why I like the Fallout system, Fallout 3 and earlier system, or New Vegas, I guess too. New Vegas and earlier versus the Korean or MMO style stat system, because the MMO style stat system just makes no fucking sense when you try to apply it to a narrative. Because the
Oh, God.
numbers always need to go higher, so you can always hit the higher numbers of the things that have higher numbers than you. So you need higher numbers. It's just an internal grind set of way to track your progress. It's not an actual determination of your fucking strength. Because, you know, you're tanking blows at level 60 when fighting a level 60 boss, and the boss's attack is like, God strike smash of the smiteful, and you lose half your HP from it. But then some fat dude walks up to you when you're level 70, and he's like, this is my meat cleaver strike, and it takes all of your health.
Yeah.
So you can't really be like, oh, this is the power scaling. Patches is stronger than Cthulhu. No.
Mm.
I mean, he is, but
Patches is Patches.
Cthulhu didn't survive the end of the world.
Neither
That's
did
true.
Patches. But point being is that the numbers that occur from various abilities mean nothing. And this is something that Gray and I had to read extensively about when we were trying to decide what exactly spells really did at what levels and yada yada. Because
Yeah.
fucking drain life isn't oh, it's a little damage over time. It's I'm ripping existence out of you.
Yeah.
I am draining your life out of you. Sure, you can
Mhm.
probably come back eventually, from a resurrection, maybe, but you're going to be in for a bad time.
And we also
I was
had to
gonna
do
say-
things like, you know, resurrections aren't common. I mean, some people know how to do it, but
Yep.
it's not common. Like lore-wise, it was a huge thing that the Scarlet Crusade figured out how to do resurrections en masse.
Yeah.
Resurrection and no undead.
That too, yeah. But more honestly, I saw more quest texts about holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. They figured out resurrection.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a more rare thing. Some people figured it out. That is fair. That is true and completely understandable and a reasonable thing to have in your world. But not every Tom, Dick, and Harry who's going into the Wrath of Lich King adventure is going to know how to resurrect people. This is going to be a thing for the people who are what we would call the sweaties.
Yeah.
If this was, you know, applying terms to real life and trying to
Ugh.
translate MMO shit to real life. You know, fucking Sunstrike. Oh yeah, it comes down at the giant beam of ray and heat. It's what does heat do to wood? What does heat do to gunpowder? Yeah, it doesn't just play a funny little animation and everyone takes some damage. That boat explodes.
It's a laser.
Foolish wizard, I cast explosion.
The
How
sun
do you
is a
cast
deadly
explosion?
laser.
The sun.
Yeah.
We did that as well. That was fun.
Or like
Presentation.
when you look at
Sneaky,
you
I
look at
swear to God,
elemental-
get out of my head.
You
when
made
you look
the
at elementals in the Warcraft universe, they seem
Yes.
pretty cutesy, pretty fun. They're all kind of small.
No.
Except for Jaina.
No.
Except for Jaina, she had kind of a big one, and then you read the flavor text, and it's like, yeah, any wizard that summons an elemental is fucking insane, because at any given point, if their attention slips for even a microsecond, the elemental will break free, murder them, and go on a rampage. It
Yeah,
doesn't
because
like
the
being
elementals that wizards summon are not elementals they've made pacts with. It's elementals they're forcefully summoning from a plane and then binding with arcane.
there. And the elementals don't appreciate that.
Yes.
I imagine not.
The elementals are more aligned towards chaos and fel. Oh. Because they're the primal things.
Well, it's like
A literal embodiment of their element.
it's
Yeah.
like well, it's with they're literally embodiments, but because they're literally embodiments, like two fire elementals fight, one of them eats the other and becomes a bigger fire elemental with more control over
Yep.
more fire, and then that guy like gets hit by some attack and like dies, but because you can't really kill fire, what ends up actually happening is he spawns like 5 Emberling elementals on the plane of fire, and then they all start the process again.
And the life cycle of elementals is such that they will decay. That's why they have to continually start eating more and more. Which that I found out recently. That was fun.
Yeah.
That ties into things.
Yeah. Also, Arcane is... Arcane's a funny
Arcane's
magic
fun.
element. Yeah. Arcane's a funny magical element.
We get to have fun with it.
Yeah. But
yeah, so number one, actually putting proper lore descriptions in for what your spells do is important. But
well,
number
it's
two,
also important to keep those things within narrative reason, where
yes,
you like this is another major thing that always gets like lost in the sauce when it comes to gamer stories, especially the ones that are like, oh, this spell scares off your intelligence, and Sign probably has some experience with this, where then the character like power levels that one stat and their spells become really stupidly strong, but they should be shattering stone and exploding entire streets, but if you actually made it do that, then that would be a kind of a problem. So instead, you just make it kill the Grim, and it kind of then like dissipates or whatever off screen, and you hope no one notices when you're writing it.
Yeah, writing realistic effects is one thing, but actions have consequences.
Yeah.
Which I've actually played out before. Like, no, I did this realistically. If he swung his sword and it tore through the street, yeah, it left that street fucked up. Somebody had to come clean that up behind you, bud.
There's a Warcraft self-insert fic I was reading where the insert found out that the reason why most races don't have things like modern internal combustion engines is because the precision needed to make each part and the constant repetition of their function acts as a ritual to tear open a hole to the plane realm of fire and summons fire elementals, but gnomes do weird shit that lets them ignore it.
What?
No.
No.
Yeah, so no, that's complete fucking author knows nothing bullshitting. This sounds really cool, so I'm gonna make it a reason. The reason why gnomes get so far ahead is because their entire species is dedicated to being mad scientists, and they don't really care how many gnomes die in the pursuit of learning something.
They will learn it.
They're also a short-lived species, so...
No, they live about as long as humans.
Yeah, they
They
live
live less than humans.
In WoW, they do.
Warcraft is different from everything else.
Still, humans themselves are short-lived species.
Yeah.
And that's what propels our development
Well, no,
as
not
fast
really.
as it does.
Not in the Warcraft universe. The human lifespan's pretty average. The only real outliers to lifespan is dwarf and elf.
Elves.
Undead don't fucking count.
Dwarves
undead
not
elves
really.
get fucked.
Okay.
Dwarves in Warcraft are weird because sometimes they become earthen, which at that point they become, as long as I don't die, I'm immortal.
Yes, okay. But your average Warcraft dwarf is looking at like 200, 250.
Yeah, about that.
Like, compared to the elves who, functionally speaking, are immortal. Yes, sometimes
ageless.
Sometimes
they're not
you get
ageless
dwarves
anymore.
That's a whole other thing. The point is,
for good reason,
the elves will live a very, 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 very long
Fuck
time.
that tree.
Dwarves maybe do 250.
It deserves
True. Fuck that tree.
Fuck that tree. I mean, also, fuck Sylvana. She's an insane bitch, but I support the tree. I support burning the tree, but pretty much nothing else.
Hashtag burn the tree.
Anyway, right? But you've got humans with their 80 to 100 years. You've got gnomes with their 80 to 100 years. You've got Tauroks with their 100 and Tauroks, Tauros.
Tauren?
Tauren. Jesus Christ. Look, man, It's been a long day. Aaron with what? They're like 150 on average.
Yeah, they live
Like-
live about as long as a dwarf.
Then you've got orcs.
Orcs
Do we-
descended from rocks.
Do we know how long an orc lives? I think it's like 80. Like, I don't think they live
No,
longer than
because they
humans
keep
do.
killing themselves.
No,
So
we've seen a couple of old orcs, but they were like,
they were old. They were in
Yeah.
their 100.
it's kind of like a mixed bag because we've never seen like how an old orc becomes old. Because the killing thing.
Yeah.
And dying. Anyways, I am close to bingo, but I think gonna go.
All right, man. See ya.
See,
So yeah, I got some shit I gotta do.
Well, you have fun with that, sir.
thank God I'm done with this boat.
Gray
Local
has
man
the
is-
boat addiction.
Local
I
man
just
is sick of
decided to
reading
do
Berserk.
it because what else am I going to do during the podcast?
I think I know what story you're talking about, though. The other thing was the Fic had was that gnomes would be a horrible enemy for the Burning Legion and demons because they had nuclear power and radiation was worse for those dealing in made of fell magic than other races. Yeah, I think I actually know what story you're talking about, and yeah, I also kind of dropped that one.
It sounds fucking stupid as shit. Is
It
what
was.
is.
It's really silly, right? Because radiation being bad for fell creatures makes no fucking sense.
They're not
Like-
really even flesh and blood for the most part.
Yeah. Like, they don't have DNA. So their DNA can't fucking... Bleh. That sounds like someone who knows that radiation causes mutation, but doesn't understand why radiation causes mutation, and so then said, oh, well, fell creatures mutate, and if radiation causes mutation, then fell creatures would be horribly mutated by radiation. Ho ho!
This affects the fell creature in no negative way.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Because half of them don't even have a fucking body. Hey, that is capable of being hit by radiation. We have living fucking rocks.
Yeah.
We have beings of shadow, which are technically void,
Yeah.
but they've been a part of the Fell Legions for so fucking long.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a lot of shit where it's kind of just like, I see a lot of takes from a lot of people trying to write WoW stories, and they're just usually just so off.
It's like they don't do their job and look up what they're supposed to be writing about.
Yeah, shocker on that one. Because I mean, like, for example, like
Research.
humans invented the propeller airship.
Huh?
Like, that's not a gnomish invention. The propeller-based airship was invented by humans. The same thing for the plane. That's also not a gnomish invention.
Not surprised.
The SI-7 or that's what they are, right? The
I thought it was
SI-7.
the dwarves.
Yeah, SI7.
No, dwarves invented the helicopter.
Yeah.
They also
The
had
gyro.
planes.
They invented the gyrocopter.
The humans were the one that invented a actual World War I bomber.
I know that the giant airship was collaboration, but was headed by human.
Yeah.
And the planes were done by gnomes, and dwarves. Because there's an entire airstrip outside of
Oh, you're right.
Iron
There is the
Forge.
airship. Yep. That's
And that
true,
was
you're right.
there. That's been there since literally the start.
Yeah. But and
Random knowledge that I know because
yeah, no,
I looked through
I know
everything.
less about the Alliance.
would
I know
fly
more
around
about
that
the
entire fucking area.
like another great example is nearly all of the Horde technology doesn't come from goblins.
Yeah.
No, it was stolen from the
No,
Alliance.
No.
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 Nearly all of Horde technology is all orc based.
Most of it is orc based. There's the occasional troll thing that is used mostly by the trolls and only by the trolls, which mostly is Zandalar nowadays.
The Goblin Zeppelin.
The Goblin
Wasn't-
Zeppelin is Goblin.
Yeah,
And-
obviously from the name, but
Yeah.
like Zeppelin really isn't a huge technology leap. I filled up a balloon and attached something to it. Okay.
Yeah. The goblins make it because, it's cheap labor for them,
Yeah.
and they get paid for it.
And most goblin inventions actually stay within goblins as well, with their whole fucking mecha suits and the artillery weapons and shit like that they make. Like all that. Most of the Horde technology isn't shared. It has
Yeah.
shared usage, but it's not like the trolls are keeping their technology back. But it's like only trolls use it. And it's not like the goblins... Well, the goblins kind of keep their technology back, but no one really wants to use goblin technology besides goblins.
Because
mean,
the goblin
would
tech
you-
is very
No.
explosive.
Yeah.
Finicky.
Yeah.
It has a 33% chance at the low end to explode on every single use.
Yeah, like, a lot of goblin tech, I believe in the goblin starter zone, they even say at one point that this one NPC is like a failure of a goblin engineer because his tech doesn't even explode when it stops working.
Yeah. I remember doing that place like 7 times.
Yeah.
They were
Gobbos
also
are the
running
best.
out of
Yeah,
their Katamite.
the gnomes are more willing to share their tech, but even then, like, it's not so much the gnomes share their tech, but they share their findings, and then the dwarves and humans go and make it. Because they're
Yeah.
like, fuck gnomish tech.
Yeah.
Thanks for the technological advancement, but like, fuck are we using anything you made?
Like,
Almost
teleporters
as bad
are
as
a
Goblin
gnomish
tech.
invention.
And no one
and-
uses them.
The adventurers use them occasionally, and it's always a bad idea.
Of course.
A canonical ending of you using a teleporter of gnomish or goblin design is your gender is inversed. That's a
Oh, I remember that.
canonical result. Yeah.
You can
Sometimes
also
you
get
race
turned
swap.
into a chicken.
Or race swap. Like, to a
Or-
different...
Or
Yeah.
you
yeah.
get just
I
randomly
went from a gnome
teleported
to a
somewhere.
Tauren.
Yeah.
Like, I seem to recall you got teleported, your first encounter with it when I was playing was you got teleported into the jungle with the dinosaurs.
So it was completely random.
That's
every
during
single
the quest lines. When you are an engineer, I would know, as an engineer.
Yeah.
The results of... So a lot of people bitched about this, so they've removed the negative results of teleportation.
Sad.
Which was lame as fuck. Because people are like, oh, I don't like this debuff. I just wanted free fast travel.
You
Well,
will
yeah.
get your debuff and you will like it.
But yeah, so they've removed it from later ones. So like in Northrend, when you use the Northrend teleporter, you just teleported to a random zone in Northrend, and that's it.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, but in Burning Crusade, if you use a teleporter, you could teleport 5 minutes above the ground.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
You
just...
could teleport to the other location, because the goblins had one teleport location and the gnomes had one. You could very rarely teleport to the opposite engineering location. In fact, that only ever happened to me once in the years I was playing. You can swap sex, swap species, get turned into a chicken for 5 seconds.
Well, see, Sneaky, WoW players hate fun, so it was removed.
Yeah, I know.
No, why
Anyway.
is this? Why is something making me stop doing my second job? Says the WoW player.
9:30. 10:30 for you people.
Yeah. Too many people try to write things that are smarter than them, and it shows. Yes. Very, very often it shows. And that's the other reason why I really hate MMO numbers in a narrative story. Cause it's just what is 50 intelligence? What is 500 intelligence?
You need to
How do you
establish
show
a
that?
baseline, yes.
I mean, it will not just establish a baseline. Like the games we play is a great example of why MMO numbers being realistically shown in narrative sucks. Because you would have stuff like John gets into a fight, he punches someone, it takes 7 paragraphs for him to punch someone because he's detailing with his supreme intellect how he's going to punch them, what's going to happen when he punches them, why it's going to hurt them in which way, how they're going to react to it, and how he's going to react to their reaction.
Bro, you're not Sherlock Holmes.
He is when he has 1,500 intelligence.
This is why I like systems where they go, okay, look, having, if 10 intelligence is your baseline human intelligence, having 100 intelligence is not going to make you 10 times smarter than the normal human. It will give you more magic, but it's not going to increase your brain.
That's what I'm saying is, yeah, that's why I'm saying is you got to detach the MMO numbers from reality or use a Fallout system where 10 intelligence is the maximum intelligence you can have, period. It means you are the smartest human possible. Specifically human.
Basically.
10 strength, the strongest human possible. It's not supernatural strength. Now, you can go above 10 strength with drugs, cybernetic enhancements, other shit. But 10 strength is peak human. And that's why the Fallout system, with its more defined numbers, lets you more realistically and narratively depict it to the audience. But what's even better than having numbers in your story is not having numbers in your story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Learn that the hard way.
Don't put numbers in your story. If you are absolutely dead set on including numbers, for the love of all that is good,
don't
make your don't. But if you still insist on it, make your numbers small. Make your numbers simple, and absolutely make your maximum values the maximum human value.
Also be vague.
Yeah, vagueness is really nice as well, but it's also just like there's a massive difference between getting Fireball level 1 of 100. It deals int times 3 damage. What does that mean? Oh, well, that goblin over there has 90 HP. Okay.
Do we calculate this in joules? How are we doing this? We calculate in
what does that mean?
BTUs?
Yeah, that's like what do these numbers mean? Like, why does a fireball?
You say that, and I ask you what the fuck you mean? It does.
Well, no, see, because it's just like, okay, so you do 90 damage to a goblin that has 90 HP with a fireball. It does 90 damage, right?
Yes.
The goblin dies, obviously, to fire. It burns. Okay, so what happens if you hit the same thing that burned when you hit it? What happens if you hit something with 900 HP? Does a burn occur then?
10% of it should burn.
How much is 10% of it? Like, If it's a normal human-sized creature as well? It's not. It doesn't have more HP because it's bigger. It's the same size as a goblin. It just has. It's an elite goblin. It has 900 HP. You hit it with the same sized fireball, the same power. It should also burn, technically speaking, because if you had the goblin burn,
Theoretically.
the fireball is big enough to cause the goblin to burn, so it's big enough to cause an exact same sized elite goblin to burn. But technically it doesn't, because it only does 1/10 of the HP of the goblin, which doesn't make it a fireball anymore. It makes it a funny number that has an after effect when you kill something with it. If you want your fireball to narratively be a fireball, it has to be a fireball. There can't be a damage number attached to it. It has to be a ball of fire you conjure in front of yourself that you send forth and explodes into a ball of flame. And then you write what happens when the things get hit by balls of flame. Some shit's gonna catch on fire, some shit's gonna burn, some shit's gonna die, some shit's gonna char, and some shit won't burn. And when you do that, now this fireball is actually a viable narrative piece of the story and isn't something that's going to be instantly forgotten the second they, fucking grind it out against an arbitrary number of infinite enemies summoned by your infinite enemy dungeon. And then you hit level, then you get the 100 fireball, and the game goes, congratulations, you've unlocked Grand Fireball, and then you never use Fireball again because it's useless. Because Grand Fireball does more damage. And then you don't use Grand Fireball anymore, you use Mega Big Fireball. And then you don't use Mega Big Fireball anymore, you use Apocalypse. And you don't use Apocalypse anymore, you use, fucking Earth Detonation. Meteor, yeah. It's like, okay, why would you ever, what situation would you ever be in that you would ever use Fireball again if everyone you're fighting's numbers are always going up? You're never going to use Fireball again. So what's the point of telling us narratively about Fireball? There isn't any. We're not going to get attached to the spell. We're not going to think about how we could use the spell because he never uses the spell again because he just gets better versions of the spell as he levels it up. So there's no point in even telling us really about it leveling up because he's just going to replace the spell near instantly because he has an infinite number of enemies to grind against. So what's even the point of telling us that he has any of these spells ever? What's the narrative impact of knowing he has the ability to shoot a fireball? You could just call it funny number deals 90 damage, and the actual difference would be 0. Because there's no narrative impact to it being a fireball. It's why I hate this shit. It just doesn't fucking work. And we constantly see, again and again and again, of people being like, I've read a lot of gamer stories, and it makes me want to throw my hat into the ring. And I just sit here and I'm like, you've seen all of these gamer stories, and you looked at them and said, man, that was so good, I am not going to change anything because it's perfect. There's nothing to iterate on.
No,
it was so good.
Make my version in my, specific fandom.
Sure, but like my point is that typically when people see a story, they try to improve on it. I'm not saying they do. I'm saying they try to improve on it. They see an idea and they're like, "Oh my god, that's such a great idea. I'm going to write my version. It's going to be like better and stuff." But with these gamer systems, it's always the same fucking shit over and over again. And sometimes they do weird shit like, oh, we're gonna hide one of these numbers. What could one of these numbers ever mean? The fuck doesn't matter. We all know this question mark is mana.
Yeah.
Like, why are you even bothering hiding that from us? We all know what it is. Just say 0. That's not a fucking mystery. But, yeah, so anyway, he gets a bunch of gacha tokens and uses it to upgrade stuff he sleeps on in his refrigerator and dog shit, whatever. So yeah, anyway, it's fucking awful. It's not edgy, it's not dark, there's no Hitler, there's no summary sucks, no random omnipotent being, there's no flashbang by words. First chapter unfortunately gets to the point. There's no censored swearing, there's no dark edginess, there's no random ANs, there's no random abusion, there's no bashing, there's no out of character, because there's no fucking characters to have out of character.
Yeah.
There's no bad grammar. Author did, in fact, know nothing. But
The author knows nothing.
no, the author just knew nothing. I know it's a little bit of a misnomer, but author knows nothing is when author claims to know something and then knows nothing. The author, unfortunately, didn't claim to know anything. He just didn't know anything.
Author was ignorant, not author thought he knew and then was wrong.
Summary inside, no gems for eyes, no wiki, no walls of text. So, if no one has bingo, unfortunately, gentlemen,
Oh no.
we'll have to come back next time.
Sucks.